to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
All right. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of the Detroit Cast with Mike and Jay. Big E is here. Mickey is here. How you doing, buddy?
Fabulous, Mike.
Yeah?
You?
Good day?
Good day, sir. I said good day.
Very good.
No, actually, it was a shitty day, but
Oh, no.
It's nice to be here doing this.
Well, you can't say it's a shitty day.
I had
and
an
not elaborate.
all day lawyering bullshit.
Oh.
Yeah, it was brutal.
I did not have that.
It was too much time in the conference room.
Oh, no. What's going on? Big case?
Yeah, just a dumb point in the case. So.
Is your client guilty?
My client is not guilty. My civil defendant client is not guilty.
Yeah, that's too bad. Someone needed a lawyer and they needed it now.
Maybe.
It
I need
happens.
an attorney, and I need one now.
Yeah. It happens.
It does.
When they call, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, welcome to the show. Everything else all right? The kids okay? The wife okay?
As far as I know, yeah.
As far as you know, I mean, it's not that you've seen them, but
Right.
yeah.
They are reportedly well.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Well, dare I say a big show on a Tuesday. We got a lot to get to. We got the story of the prep school rape. We'll discuss that a little bit. That happened New Hampshire.
I believe so.
Yeah. And
Or Connecticut, one of the two.
I think it was
Some rich ass East Coast place.
totally,
Who knows?
dude. Yeah. We'll get into the details later on about that. We got a Batman impersonator who's no longer with us. Sounds like a good dude, actually.
God, with a pretty nice Batmobile too.
Yeah. We got a chick with a rather rare birthmark or series of birthmarks.
I haven't seen the images, so
Yeah, I'll show them to you in time.
I reckon you will.
We got an Amazon work environment story, and Bangkok. We had an explosion
What's the capital of Thailand? Bangkok.
and smack you in the balls,
God,
right?
dude, yes.
I remember that. How many times did that happen to you? E? Probably daily.
Several times for sure.
In between swirlies.
I never got a swirly.
In
between
between
I did get them-
wedgies.
I never got a wedgie, but
How about
I
an atomic wedgie? You never had one?
did. I did. Get
Really?
the-
How do you have your original teeth? Never had a wedgie or a swirly.
I don't think they did. Honestly, I don't think that really
Stuffed in
happened.
garbage cans, lockers,
No,
taped to poles to
No.
golf posts.
no.
What?
I don't think
Dick
that stuff.
taped your leg.
Oh,
No?
wait, he didn't go to school.
That's the thing. And when
Okay,
you did,
now
you
it
went
makes
to
sense.
2 years of 8th grade, and you were like by far the oldest person in said school
Yeah.
by like 4 grades.
Yeah, he drove to 8th grade.
Yeah.
Drive to 8th grade.
But
I did
you were like 2 years ahead of everybody else, right? When
I
you were
was
in 8th grade
1 year ahead.
or
That
whatever.
happens. It happens.
I mean, so most people graduate at what, 18? I graduated at 19.
I think most people graduate at 17, but
I don't think
that's just,
so.
that's just
I graduated
my
at
belief.
17.
I think a lot of people
So did
graduate
I.
at 18.
17 for me.
Mike,
Yeah.
17.
sure. I don't remember, but yeah.
Or maybe 18 and
not
I was
19.
17. I was a year, maybe you're right. Maybe I was 18 and most people
Well,
were 17.
let's do the
Either
math.
way.
What year did you graduate?
03,
03, and when were you born?
84.
Well,
19.
19.
So I graduated high school in 19. What are you-
Yeah, what are you gonna do, righty?
Yeah,
But
dude.
that makes sense.
Yeah, because you have a March birthday, so for sure you were 19.
Your big time years of wedgies, atomic wedgies, swirlies, those would have fallen into that where you were like not homeschooled, but
Yeah, did your mom ever give you a wedgie when you were being homeschooled?
No, she did not.
Nana did.
I bet
No.
she felt like it.
No.
Did you ever give Nana a wedgie?
No, she hasn't lived with us that long, man. She was a person at one point and lived her own life.
She's
Gee,
no
that's-
longer a person.
That is really insensitive.
I know. You know the funny thing? Yeah. What are you gonna do?
What? No, the funny thing
Well,
what?
somebody messaged me last night about the idea of like, there's lines and you shouldn't be making fun of the grandma. But then that's like I make the same jokes. So what are you gonna do?
Well, why would they write you that?
Well, they were saying you guys are being assholes and making fun of my
Oh,
grandma.
Well, what, just because you take her to the coin wash to spray
Yeah,
her
we've
down?
gone on facts facts that
No, you
you've
haven't.
told
The
us.
fact that she has a lightning
No,
bolt
you
bush.
have not gone on facts.
How can we not rip on that?
the
That-
01 tattoo, the Dukes of Hazzard
all those
tattoo on her ass
all those
cheeks.
have been made up by you guys,
Fact
by you
that-
two assholes.
I don't remember where those stories came
Yeah,
from.
I do.
To be
Your
exact,
mouth. I do. Your
but
mouth.
I
Or his
clearly
mouth.
remember it being discussed. And Jay and I have never met your Nana, so it probably wasn't us that decided that she has a 0 on one ass cheek and a 1 on the other ass cheek because she was a huge
I
fan
just
of the
told
Dukes.
you who made up with it. You or him. Or
how,
both of
how
you.
could Jay or I make that up? We don't even know her. We've never even met the woman.
I don't know
I
how
mean,
you
we're
did it.
relying. You're the only
Because you
person in
lied.
the room who is actually you live with her.
Because you guys are lying sons
You're
of
the one
bitches.
with the information you've conveyed
Yeah.
to us.
Trust me, we've never seen this alleged lightning bolt that's shaved into the pattern of Nana. I mean that would come from you or no one.
Or
So-
her rabbit
Well, it came
vibe.
from you. Both of you.
Her big wand massager that she plugs in.
Mhm.
Yep. You're right. I mean,
Anyway.
you're lucky if both your grandmothers are dead because then I can fucking make fun
Oh,
of them.
you had to
Oh.
go there. God rest
Wow.
her soul.
Wow,
Wow.
that
Both my grandmas.
that
I
is
mean,
really insensitive. Both
Holy
mine.
mother
shit.
and father are dead.
oh,
That was over the line. I forgive you.
I think we need to take a break.
That's
Son
such
of
a cheap
bitch.
shot. He always does that. He goes right to your nanas are dead.
Yeah.
You know, at least mine still has an active lightning bolt.
That's
Yours
not-
are dead.
That's not even what I say. I say if they weren't dead, could make fun of them. But
Oh, so you just take cheap shots at the fact that they're no longer with us. You know how painful that is for Jay. We've discussed this, E.
It's very painful.
Anyway, moving on. I apologize, Jay, on behalf of him. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive him at some point.
I can forgive him. I forgive you. E.
Big man to forgive that quickly. E, son of a bitch. Yeah, we got they're reporting dozens of people upward. Well, at least 27 people dead and scores more injured from a bomb blast in Bangkok today.
How much is a score?
Score, I think, is at least 100.
No, it's actually defined. Four
Is it
score.
four
I
score and
forget,
7
man.
years ago?
E, if you had a Google machine in front of you,
I
not
don't-
Facebook.
20 years.
I didn't.
20 years.
20
okay.
years. Okay, so scores, they mean at least 5 scores.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thanks for pointing that out. I didn't realize that score, it makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
why he said 4 score and 7 years ago. It means 87 years. Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, why didn't he just say 87 years ago? It seems like a dick thing to say. Like,
Poetic, dramatic.
okay. Really? 4 score and 7 years ago?
Abe had a flair about him.
Would
Yeah.
anyone remember
87 years ago.
You know what? Everyone remembers it though. It's like one of most everybody remembers 4 scores and 7 years.
Yeah,
Like,
because it's weird.
yeah, well,
I actually do kind of like 4 score and 7 years ago.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is. So anyway, scores of people are feared,
20s
injured.
of them.
20s.
The
I'm gonna start saying that for everything now. How many scores do you think are? How many scores of people are at this baseball game today, you guys? You
How
think?
old is Nana? She's 4 scores, isn't
She
she?
is going. She's going.
Dividing everything by 20.
She's going at 5 scores. And she,
You think she'll make it to 5
I don't
scores?
think she'll make
No
it to
way.
5 scores.
Shit, man, you're getting close to 2 scores.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I'm at 1.5 scores.
You're at 1 score and 11 years ago.
I'm gonna start. When people ask me how old I am, I think I'm gonna refer to everything under the score level. Like, how old are you? I'm like, 1.5 scores. Going on 2.
that too.
Going on 2.
I'm going to do that and use Fortnite for every 2-week reference.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
When are we going to Cedar Point?
That may be a few fortnights.
In a half a fortnight?
Yeah.
Or 2 fortnights?
Are we really going to say? I don't know.
I don't know. Well, we've discussed whether or not we're going to go. Are you thinking a fortnight or a couple fortnights?
Yeah, that range.
Okay. All right. I don't know if when they close. So,
Well, depends if you want to go to you can always go to Hollow Weekends.
yeah, we don't want to wait a couple scores and then run out of time before
Right.
winter gets
Good
here.
point.
You know what I mean?
Good
So,
point.
I mean, let's get it on the
Well, maybe-
calendar and
maybe
commit
it'll
to
be-
it.
Maybe it'll be an Indian summer, so it won't be as bad. You
A Native American song.
Yes.
Whoa,
E,
please.
come on. That was
wow,
be
I took that a
sensitive.
little far. I'm sorry. Sorry.
So anyway, the explosion took place in the popular favorite spot of Jay Detroit Cast, the Recha Prasong district. Oh wait,
Yeah. You want to hit the button?
I don't feel like Chinese tonight anyway.
Nice.
I'll wait for you.
All
How
right.
about that?
In the heart of the Thai capital around 7 p.m. local time in an area packed with tourists and worshipers. 4 foreigners are believed to be among the dead in the attack. And the Thai government says it was designed to damage their tourist industry for sure. It was a TNT bomb. The people who did it targeted foreigners and damaged tourism and the economy. Police have so far confirmed 19 people were killed, although local reports say 27, and that will probably go up more than well, it looks like 6 scores are injured.
Oh my.
They're saying, yeah, 6 scores injured, 120 people. The blast was likely to have been politically motivated and designed to bring chaos. Deputy Prime Minister Prawit Wongsuwan.
What?
Wongsuwan. Yeah.
Oh, me sorry, me no speak Chinese.
He said, we still don't know for sure who did this, or we are not sure if it is politically motivated, but they aim to harm the economy and we will hunt them down. Thailand's defense minister also said the bombing was aimed at foreigners in an attempt to damage their tourism industry. Yeah, they're all saying that, which is a bright spot in an otherwise gloomy economy. No one has claimed responsibility for the attack, but don't you just automatically assume?
You kind of do.
Yeah, some sort of extremist group, perhaps. Victims, they said, were blown to pieces in the explosion.
Blown? Wow.
Yeah. Blown to pieces in the explosion.
Smithereenies.
Yeah, you could say that.
Whatever happened to that Fidel?
What?
The Fidel from that chick on the train. That's all I ever think about when I think of Smithereenies, because that's where that came from, was that train story.
Yeah, that's right. That insensitive bitch who wanted to get back on and get her Fidel. She's like,
because Smithereenies
Wasn't
is
she
where that
asking
came
them
from.
if they were going to replace her Fidel?
Well,
she was demanding someone go on and get it for her. 'Cause
Yeah.
They had to evacuate the train.
Oh,
And
she
there's
got
like 8 people
pounded.
dead and all this shit.
Yeah, that was the Philly train derailment.
Correct.
So they said that this victims were blown to pieces in this explosion, which came from a pipe bomb said to contain 3 kilograms of TNT.
Wow, they still use TNT.
Yeah.
When I
who
think
knew?
of TNT, I think of like a plunger.
Yeah, like
Someone-
the old
someone like-
cartoons.
yeah, making a mine or a tunnel through a mountain for a train. That's what I think.
Yeah, or Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it goes off.
Huh.
Yeah. So that's apparently what they used, but they were wrapping it in like a white towel or something. And
Like a Fifi.
right. Or a Susie. Lazy Susie, little Susie.
There's been some inside lingo in this joke, in this story.
They were there were reports saying that they were attached to a motorcycle, and there were some motorcycles that were just blown to shit. Is that a video of the explosion?
Yeah, it's not very good, but I mean, it's definitely one.
Closed circuit.
God,
Oh.
imagine that feeling, dude. You're just walking about your day and boom.
Now where it's hard to tell. Where does that happen exactly? Down the street? Okay.
But it looks like everything's fine. I mean, people are running, but
Yeah, the placement of this camera, you just get a flash of it. It's what, maybe 3 blocks down or something?
Yeah, I think it's a couple blocks down.
Boom.
oh, yeah, they said it left a 6-foot crater.
Ah.
Yeah. Those who planted this bomb are cruel. They aim to kill people because everyone knows that at 7 p.m. the shrine is crowded with Thais and foreigners. Planting a bomb there means they want to see a lot of people dead. They had squads went in, bomb disposal squads, and they found and defused a further 2 explosive devices that were discovered near the scene. It was like a meat market. There were bodies everywhere. Some were shredded. There were legs where heads were supposed to be. It was horrific. Why
Poor
would-
Taiwanese.
Yeah, why would legs end up where heads are supposed to be?
That wasn't the greatest descriptor, was it?
Yeah,
To call it a meat market.
yeah. Well,
I haven't heard that in a long time.
if you said that legs were not where they were supposed to
Right.
be, that would make sense. But legs where heads were supposed to be. I mean, unless someone was going and sewing legs onto where heads were.
and I
supposed to
can't
be.
imagine that was the case.
I mean, we don't. I mean, we can't.
We don't know. We
for
can't say
sure.
for sure.
I mean, that would be an amazing job by some mender on location.
Yeah.
But
It'd be an amazing turn of events.
they found out later that there was an incredibly lightning fast mender on the scene.
Huge fan of Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Yeah, that was just sewing legs where heads are supposed to be and vice versa.
But that's unlikely.
I would say at this point it's probably unlikely.
This one's better.
Okay.
Here we go. Another.
Is it closed circuit? Is there?
It's a dash cam.
Again with the dash
God,
cams.
I
They
love these countries with the dash cams. We
Yeah.
got to start doing this. We need more of this.
Start to pray.
Not praying.
Circle of death. Pray. You pray and no. Pray. Praise. Big of you, pray. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here we go. Oh, dude.
Wow.
Wait.
Yeah.
What a reaction.
One more time.
Oi,
Ahoy, hoy.
oi, oi.
Mr. Burns. Ahoy, hoy.
อุ้ยกระเด็นเลยเฮ้ยใครเป็นไรเปล่าวะ
What?
Can I speak English?
Look at all the people running.
พระพรหม
That's brutal. I saw bodies laying on the ground. I saw vehicles on fire. I feel very sad and sorry that this happened to Thai people.
I put head. What?
I'm scared. Pim Niyumwan, an English instructor, said the whole building just shook. My 4 students were hysterical.
4.
4 students.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Boy,
Guy's an
teaching a popular class.
He's an English instructor.
Wouldn't the English instructor be able to say ours? No, you were talking in his voice. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I mean,
Hello, 4 students.
I'm just reading what he said. He said he was an English instructor and his 4 students were hysterical.
Why would there?
So I don't know why he would only have 4 students. That seems like it's not
Why would
worth it.
bother,
I mean,
dude?
how much money are you making off 4 fucking students?
Why don't you just call it a day at that point?
Yeah.
Well, imagine if, you came over here and wanted to take a Taiwanese class.
Oh God,
How many students you going to have, E?
I don't know. Probably not many.
Every semester, if you could get 4, I think you'd be happy with that.
That's a good point.
Michael Williams, 69-year-old Brit who regularly visits the country. That's a sign to me.
Yeah. We've all heard about those.
Yeah. If you're going to Thailand regularly, quote unquote,
For business, right?
We don't want to cast any aspersions.
No, we don't. But he says the politics could be the motive for this attack. It won't stop me from coming to Thailand. I bet it won't.
Yeah, wow.
Mr. Williams.
From coming in Thailand.
True. Or yeah. He's a big fan of the youth in Thailand. But it will sure damage the Thai economy because people are scared to go anywhere. People will definitely think twice about coming to Thailand now.
Dude, that's not going to stop me. Stockholm, there's going to probably hurt the economy. A lot of people are going to come. Not me.
Nope.
Dude,
Coming back next week.
Of all the places to go in the world, Thailand, I mean, that's like, isn't that the place? Like, if you want to fuck young people, like kids, isn't Thailand like where you go for that?
Man, you said a few things over the last week that
Isn't Thailand known for that industry? Like that's what I think of when I think of Thailand.
I'm not sure.
No, I
I'm
think of the awesome food that is the Thai food.
And you can ride elephants, I think, right?
I
I've
enjoy
heard that.
Thai food as much as the next guy, but I think as far as going to Thailand, can we do a little research? I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I think Thailand is known for its underage.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Have you heard that? Well, back me up here.
Well, I don't know. That's not the first thing I think of. You're saying, isn't that no, that's not. In fact,
Thailand-
isn't it a huge tourist place? Like, wasn't that where the tsunami really hit? A part of Thailand? Didn't it fucking wash away hundreds of people off the beaches of Thailand? I don't know.
Apparently, Thailand maintains a reputation as a center for child sex tourism and child prostitution.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I think of with Thailand is like where people from other countries fly in, quote unquote, regularly to bang children. I mean,
you
it's
think Thailand banging children. I think Thailand drunken noodles. But hey, that's just a small difference between us.
Fine. Well, if you want to ignore the problems in the world, if you want to live in have first world problems like, oh, my drunken noodles were
medium
not
heat.
as drunk as I like them typically. If you think that's the biggest issue coming out of Thailand, then fine. Bury your head in the sand. But I choose to worry about all of the world's problems, and child prostitution in Thailand is a big one. And I refuse to take it off my docket until they do something about their problems.
What are you doing about it? Exactly.
I'm discussing it
Specifically.
openly in this forum,
Are you?
Bringing awareness.
bringing much awareness.
Okay.
I'm just trying to enlighten people to
The
the problems.
plight of the
Sounds like-
Taiwanese children.
I'm pretty sure by your awareness, all it's gonna do is make the people that wanted to do that go, "Hey, wow, I should." I
had no idea.
Maybe I should be going to
Me and
Thailand.
TCG are booking a trip. We're going to Thailand.
It's a free for all.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it is. By the way, this area they targeted for a little background. They said that that's comparable to what we think of as Times Square. The area
Comparable.
comparable. What did I say? Comparable? I don't like you today. Do this to E. Leave me out of
Times Square, really?
Yeah.
Shit.
it. Yeah, this is a no bullshit spot. That and tourism outside of the child prostitution, which we understand is rampant.
Yeah.
They don't have much more going on there, and
Mhm.
so they really rely on the tourism aspect of it, and that could certainly take a hit.
Dude, I had a weird thought just talking about like Thai food. I had a weird thought the other day. I was in Lapeer and we're looking for just a quick coffee first thing in the morning, and we're not finding any like McDonald's or anything just to grab a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
We find this little donut shop. I think it was called Max's Donuts, just hole in the wall little place. We walk in there.
Yeah,
There's
those
all
are the
these
best places.
old timers sitting at the, the counter talking and shit, eating their big crullers and shit. But it was run by a completely like Asian family. Like they had like Chinese dragon shit on the wall and all this. So it wasn't just like an Asian woman working there. It was clearly owned and operated. But
Yeah.
in the middle of it was weird. Like very
I mean,
thick
you still
accent.
frequented the establishment. You didn't turn and run because
Right.
of that,
We
right?
still did purchase
Okay.
a cup of coffee there, but it just struck me like, how the hell did they end up there? This lady's got like a thick Asian accent. It's not like she's been here for generations.
Yeah.
How the fuck did she end up in the middle of the pier running a Max's Donuts? This little hole in the wall. That'd
Yeah.
be like me and Gab going, you know what? We're going to China. We're going to find a small town. We're opening a noodle shop.
Yeah.
How the fuck does
Just
that happen?
out of left field?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is weird. I couldn't possibly tell you.
It was like the most down home, like
So you don't think she
regular
was
place.
employed there?
No, because again, there was like Chinese stuff or Asian stuff on the walls, like
Mhm.
this, wooden kind of Chinese dragon thing, a couple other little things that indicated like Asian
Yeah.
stuff. And so it was clearly owned by her family, but it's like, wow, it was just this really insider type place. These guys were total old timers, just old 60s decor. It was bizarre, man.
Yeah. I saw a documentary on General Tso's chicken recently. I don't know if you've seen that.
No.
Probably not. But there was a documentary done on it, and it talks all about Chinese people. They were trying to find was General Tso a real person?
With a T, right?
Yeah,
Silent
TSO. Yeah. And he was, but he had nothing to do with that chicken or the sweet and spicy
Combination. that we love
combination
so much.
flavor. Yes. And it was like people came over here from China and they would just set up shops and they were horribly treated. They were on the West Coast, mostly like San Francisco area when they first got here, closest spot to where their homeland is in America. And then they just started branching out. And there's a couple spots that they point to where this chicken was invented and this sauce. I mean, it was kind of a fascinating documentary, but then they showed how these people trying to get authentic Chinese food here. People are like, "Ah, look at that dog shit." Nobody wanted it. So they had to completely twist
Into
the menu,
Americanize it.
totally Americanize
Yeah.
their menu.
Fry
and
it and shit.
Yeah, shit they would never do.
Yeah.
And then it spread like wildfire and it's just popped up all over. And so that's why you see these people coast to coast now. They're huge. I mean, think about Chinese restaurants.
Right,
They're
right.
on every corner across the country. But yeah, it's a fascinating documentary to see. But seeing these old school Chinamen that are
trying to make
totally doing macaroni and cheese type, trying to Americanize this food. So maybe that's where Max's Coffee comes in. It's whatever.
Yeah, who knows?
I'll make coffee.
This is like the place where people hang their own mugs and shit, from home.
Oh wow.
It would be like me walking in with a Detroit Cast mug, hanging it on this thing.
Mhm.
And yeah, next time I'm in, I'm gonna use that mug. What the fuck?
Really?
dude?
Would you go there again? Was it good?
Awesome looking donuts. We didn't have any donuts, but they look fucking outstanding.
What about the coffee?
Sure, it's fine.
Coffee,
Whatever.
right?
It's coffee.
Are you one of those you don't care?
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't really either.
I
Isn't
will
that
say this:
bad?
I don't like Starbucks. It's too bitter.
Yeah. Anything I've ever gotten at Starbucks, I imagine you just get a black coffee.
Yeah.
See, I always used to get their bullshit. I wouldn't say venti or any of those. I would say large, medium, and drive them nuts because
Yeah.
I refused to play that game when they invented like new. Forget it.
Yeah,
That is ridiculous. I go to Starbucks
I'll have a
quite
grande,
a bit. Right.
caramel macchiato. No, I'll have a large one.
You know what pissed me off?
Stop it.
One time I went into the Starbucks and I from one I said the same thing like you said. I said like, can I get a large? And then he said that, and then I asked him something. Whatever I got, I don't remember what I got, but you got one of those real snotty Starbucks guys where you asked me like 4 different questions about like the milk.
Yeah.
Do you want your milk wet or dry and all that? I'm like,
wet.
I don't remember what it was.
Do you want it wet?
I don't remember how he asked it, but it was just these like you could tell like he was almost like looking down on me because I didn't know how to order a frappuccino. It's like, dude,
I actually went in there today. I don't know when the last time I've been to a Starbucks was, but I went in to talk about race relations with the barista.
Oh, yeah. How'd that go?
Yeah. So I went in and I actually ordered a friggin' green tea, dude. Green
Not that you didn't order that stupid.
You drink a green tea.
You didn't order the stupid. I don't think that's the green one. Oprah's dumb flavor. Oprah has like a fucking thing
Are
at
you
Starbucks.
serious?
Yeah.
Gab has some crazy concoction that
Okay.
she sort of got me hooked on.
Really?
So, yeah. It's like a green tea latte, half skim, half water.
Seriously?
Hold the syrup
Oh, that sounds awful. Is it any good?
on ice. It's it's kind of
Yeah.
addicting.
Cost you $15.
No, not that much, but yeah,
Yeah.
you're on the right track. Hey, summer will be over before we know it. Let Krista Jelski of Remax Suburban sell your home while the market's still hot. Krista will handle all the details so you can enjoy the summer weather while it lasts. Check out Krista's website at kristasellshouses.com or call her anytime at 586-918-0900. Man, I've been noticing a ton more houses up. Have you? There's like 3 more in my sub.
Really?
I think people are kind of getting that feeling like, all right, time to sell.
The market's recovered in a lot of ways.
Yep.
Yeah. And
People
that's
are
Krista
moving
with
about.
a K, by the way. KristaSellsHouses.com.
Yeah. So if you have a need, if you have a family member with a need, let Krista know. Look her
Yeah.
up.
Time to get a new house. You've earned it.
You deserve it.
Yeah, you do. Big story on Amazon. We should mention our
Amazon link. Why don't you pimp our Amazon link, would you?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, what? Like if you no, we have a link on our face on our website that if you're buying crap, everyone buys shit on Amazon. So like, why would you just go to Amazon? Why not support the Detroit Cast by going to our website, going to the link? You can shop as you normally do, Jay. Doesn't take any more money out of your pocket, but then we get a little kickback. And if you don't do it and you're buying shit on Amazon and you're a fan, you could argue that you're stealing the show. You're doing a mic and stealing a movie.
Well put, Grasshopper.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, essentially
Unless
just
you're doing it to us.
use our Amazon link on our website because we get a bit of a kickback from it. So it helps out the show. So please use it. And ignore the facts that Mike's going to tell you about in terms of this company in a moment. And
Yeah.
just keep using Amazon.
I don't have a problem with those facts.
No, I don't either, dude. That was going to be my point. I don't have a problem with how this business is run.
Yeah.
This is this story is going to portray this business so hardcore and not for the employee. You know what, dude? It's a fucking hard business.
Yeah.
And go ahead with it.
Yeah. Well, the New York Times has a very, very lengthy article on Amazon, and this is one of those where you can go and dig up 100 former employees and interview them about, and people will have different takes on why they were let go, why they stopped working there, and it's easy to spin that story into a negative. I mean, you don't work there anymore.
But even the examples of what they're saying here really are not fundamentally wrong in a lot of ways. It is just a hard culture there. People work very hard. It's very competitive. Fucking get over it. If you don't like it, go somewhere else.
Well, in this report, former employees were quoted as saying they regularly see workers crying at their desks. Others were judged harshly by bosses after not putting in long hours because of miscarriages or cancer diagnoses.
That's extreme. But like you say, you find a malcontent.
Exactly. I would chalk that up to malcontent for sure. Well, I guess I can't say for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised at that. The Times reportedly spoke to more than 100 current and former employees at Amazon where bosses are said to push staff so far past the breaking point they practically combust. Regular firings keep workers on their toes. To keep workers on their toes were described by one HR manager as purposeful Darwinism. So they have regular meetings where it's like they're looking for the lowest guy in the totem pole and cut him, just cut dead weight constantly.
Gosh, that's so unreasonable to expect the best from your employees.
The problem I had with that when I read the article, it sounded like they do a lot of things like undercover things where you can write. So if you're a boss, Jay, I can write like Big E's not working out. He's a piece of shit, and here's why, and then slip that to you on the down low.
Yeah.
And so guys in the office, it sounds like there's like jockeying and positioning where people gang up like, okay, let's go after Big E and get him out of here because it'll weaken that department a little bit, which makes our department better. And so there's this constant like battles being drawn.
That shit goes on all the time anyway. But I agree with you. To have a formal process of that is kind of weird. Probably bad for morale. But
I would think it's terrible for morale.
But it sounds like that's not their focus. Their focus is achieving. And if people are going to grind, and there's plenty of people out there willing to grind as long as you're paying them, then that's the carrot, and you go for it. See, it's so weird coming from the type of work that I've done my whole career, where that stuff is so like I understand it on a certain level. Like if your business is about, and you're the guy responsible for innovating and coming up with a business model to work, but it's just such a different animal when you're talking about an entertainment type thing where people are judged differently. Like they're just kind of weird people to begin with. Yeah.
And they're they can be really difficult people to work with in a lot of respects, but it's like, well, that's kind of what he is, and you deal with that.
You come from a very different background than most people.
So some of this stuff sounds really hard. Like I can't imagine being in a meeting like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would never apply to a show-based thing. Like you would never be judged on how many hours did you work and how late were you there? Were you on call at midnight? Like you would never be.
Sounds like a law firm, man.
It does. It actually does. It doesn't surprise me that you're not shocked by some of this stuff. But the company is worth about $250 billion with a B.
Didn't get there by accident.
No, they didn't. The company's best workers are known as Amabots.
Oh, God.
Almost robot-like. Yeah. Because they are so at one with the system, they're almost cyborgs. Amazon took $8 billion in sales last year. Jeff Bezos, who owns and is the CEO of Amazon, is the 5th or 6th richest man in the entire planet, worth an estimated $46.9 billion.
Damn.
That's insane, dude. Does that even seem right? To be worth $46 billion, I mean 47 essentially.
Yeah,
billion dollars.
That's almost that's 2 scores worth $1 billion.
Yeah, that's a lot of billions. It'd be hard not to just cash out and go enjoy it, you know.
But I don't think those people can.
I know. Like that's
that
not
to
what
me
drives them.
That's so unrelatable to me.
That's why they're there, right? And that's why I would never own 46 point whatever billion dollars, because I would have cashed out.
Yeah,
at
$1 billion.
Oh, at $1 billion,
2 million.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah, totally. Like I feel the same way. Like, yeah, make yours if you're having fun and you love what you're doing. But I find it hard to believe that you could have. But maybe that's their idea of fun, is working 20 some hours a day and just being that maniac.
I think it is. Yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy to think about. I don't get it. They surpassed last month. They surpassed Walmart as most valuable retailer in the country.
Do they have a cheer that can rival the Walmart cheer?
I can't imagine they do. Amazon.
Give me an A.
The key to that, the whole chant,
it's the
squiggly.
Go on now. Get on down low. Get on down low.
Get that squiggly. Like there's no. What could you do with Amazon? There's no.
Dude. I would never.
That seems normal.
Ever be the one running that. Or I probably wouldn't.
It's
even
a great
sit.
honor. E. Are you kidding me? That is an honor to lead that cheer.
There's a couple people in that look like they were going through the motions. I got to be honest with you. They didn't quite. They were just like, yeah, I know, I got to be here. But they didn't. That one we watched where that guy was like, come on, get on down, give me the squiggly. That one down south somewhere.
Yes.
That whole team.
Oh, they were into it.
They were way into it. When you were part of that Did you?
God, I was flabbergasted.
Were you?
Again, just to reset for any new listeners, I was down there for a conference with a bunch of lawyers from all over the country, and they open every meeting apparently in the Walmart system with this chant, whatever.
Cult cheer. Yeah.
I was gonna
Weird
say,
cult,
the Kool-Aid
like,
cheer.
yeah, the cult leader knows.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
Very familiar with the Kool-Aid cheer.
As he sips on his Kool-Aid looking Red Bull.
Just squiggly Red Bull.
That delicious, refreshing Red Bull. But yeah, so there we are standing there in suits and shit, and they're like wanting us to do this cheer. It was unbelievable.
Why would I know we've already talked about it, but I just can't imagine they wanted you guys to
part
do
of the
it.
culture,
Like,
just
right,
part of the culture.
right.
A down home, connection.
So going on with the Amazon article, new recruits are told to forget the poor habits they learned at previous jobs. Workers put in at least 80 hours a week and are sent emails long past midnight, followed up by text messages if they're not answered.
They seriously work for a law firm.
Yeah,
That's what
it
they
sounds
do.
like it. It totally sounds like it. They're encouraged to report on their colleagues' progress to bosses using a feedback tool, which lets them criticize or praise others discreetly. An example comment would be, I felt concerned about Big E's inflexibility and openly complaining about minor tasks. Former marketing exec Bo Olson described the ruthless culture, saying, you walk out of a conference room and you'll see a grown man covering his face, sobbing. Multiple employees had been put on performance improvement plans, warnings about poor work after suffering miscarriages or cancer diagnoses. Their mantra is conflict brings about innovation, and that staff who succeed can be rewarded with stock options that double their pay. They've drawn up 14 leadership principles, which are inscribed on cards, the top of which is customer obsession, such as the devotion that Amazon requires. An ex-employee who sold gift cards to other firms claimed she once did not sleep for 4 days straight. Bullshit. I don't believe that. You can't not
Unless
sleep
you're
for
on something.
Yeah, totally, unless you're on something. Amazon retains workers by making them repay some of their signing bonuses if they leave within a year. They also have to return some relocation money if they resign within 2 years. One former employee, Chris
See,
Busha.
that's sent out there to like shock you. Oh my God, it's what, dude, companies do that.
Yeah,
You
it's a
know,
protection thing.
yeah.
Protect
You-
themselves.
You're going to invest in this employee. If they're not going to be around, then you're agreeing to give some of it back. I don't
Mhm.
know. They're piling it on here, trying to make them look bad. And my take on the whole thing is it's a very competitive environment. It's a tough
Yeah.
business.
Silicon Valley.
But that's what's driving them.
Mm-hmm.
They're the best.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, then it's America. It's America.
Yeah.
Go work
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Chris Bruscia, who worked on the new Amazon fashion website, said he was savaged by his boss for half an hour during a performance review, which left him thinking he's going to be fired. He's getting such a beat down that he's like, okay, now he's going to say I'm shit canned. By the end of it, the boss told him, congratulations, you're being promoted. He said his manager then gave him a hug, which he was too shocked to return. Now, Jeff Bezos read this article and came out with a response today saying, dear Amazonians. Right away, I hate him. Dear Amazonians.
He's talking to his flock.
Yeah. Very cult leaderish. You would think I could appreciate that, but yeah, no. If you haven't already, I encourage you to read the New York Times article on our company. He says, here's why I'm writing you. The Times article prominently features anecdotes describing shockingly callous management practice, including people being treated without empathy while enduring family tragedies or health problems. The article doesn't describe the Amazon I know or caring Amazonians I work with every day. But if you know any stories like those reported, I want you to escalate to HR. You can also email me directly at jeff@amazon.com. Even if it's rare or isolated, our tolerance for any such lack of empathy needs to be zero. This article goes further than reporting isolated anecdotes. It claims that our intentional approach is to create a soulless dystopian. I
don't know.
Yeah.
Dystopian
workplace where no fun is had and no laughter heard. Again, I don't recognize this, Amazon, and I very much hope you don't either. More broadly, I don't think any company adopting the approach portrayed could survive, much less thrive in today's highly competitive tech hiring market. The people we hire here are the best of the best. You are recruited every day by other world-class companies, and you can work anywhere you want. I strongly believe that anyone working in a company that really is like the one described in the article would be crazy to stay. I know I would leave such a company. But hopefully you don't recognize the company described. Hopefully you have fun working with a bunch of brilliant teammates, inventing the future and laughing along the way. Thank you, Jeff.
Trying to preserve some morale there.
Yeah, and I imagine. I mean, let's be honest. Jeff is fronting a company that's worth $250 billion, $250 billion. So I imagine when Jeff is milling about with the regular folk, he's seeing a different Amazon than anyone else would see, right?
Oh yeah.
Don't you think people are putting on their bet? Well, the owners here, the king shit is here. I mean, you would just think he's getting people's very, very, very best moments of whatever. So it wouldn't surprise me if he was minorly out of the loop.
If those aren't the Amazonians he knows.
Yeah. Don't you think it'd be in
maybe.
people's best interest to like put on?
Yeah. Or maybe he knows it's pretty cutthroat and he's like,
Yeah. And do you don't have a problem with that? It sounds like.
I don't.
Yeah. We keep seeing stories come out about these big giant tech companies, the Amazons, the Twitters, the Facebooks, the Googles, that have real problems with hiring minorities, hiring women. It seems to be very, very white, very, very Asian, and not a whole lot of diversity at all. And they keep acting like, well, we're looking into that. It's disturbing to us as well. It's like 1% women. There's zero females at the top of Amazon's.
Well,
I mean, even Google and Facebook have at least one woman at the top.
Yeah.
And Amazon's like, maybe somewhere down the line, But to some, it's like, I don't know. To me, that's kind of like the NFL. I mean, I know it's a different animal, but those people are hiring the greatest of the greatest minds of today. And that's not that other races or females couldn't be that, but to this point, there hasn't been a ton that have excelled in those fields.
Oh, Mike, that's insensitive.
Well, truth hurts. I don't know. And you could blame that on a lot of things, but that takes years and years and years. And I think that's where these companies are going, is they're putting tons of money into early education programs so that the next generation coming up will have more minority groups and more females, more female engineers.
It'll actually be a diverse pool from which to choose from instead of just trying to grab a minority right now and fashion them into qualified.
Yeah.
Which appears to be the case based on studies. I can think of the couple of articles that you're referring to with Google and all that. And they talked about studies with how girls aren't taking on math roles and shit like they should. And other minorities and stuff.
Do you think there's more at play there than like they weren't given the opportunity? Do you think women would have as much interest in a math? Like I would think women would have as much interest in it as I have or you have, which is not much.
Yeah, I think it just varies from person to person. I mean, there's no reason on earth why a woman couldn't do math as well as a man. It's just, maybe there's societal things that push people in the different ways. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either. I don't know shit. It's why I'm not in there. But
I don't know shit about math either.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing. Like I can barely do long division.
Yeah.
That's about the limit.
I can do it on a calculator.
Yeah.
I'm fairly confident in my skills.
I always forget to totally clear it though. It ends up all jacked up. So I'll hit C once instead of AC.
Oh,
God damn it.
Oh, that's the worst.
And then you're like, wait, man, like 7 times 3, it can't be 292. It can't. I know it just can't. Wrong. So you go AC. 7 times 3. It is in fact 21.
Yeah. See, the only reason I know sevens is because of touchdowns in the NFL.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
That's why I use that example.
7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56,
63, and then
I'm done because nobody ever scores more than 56 points in an NFL game.
Yeah.
It's so rare that I can't even count that high.
Yeah. I mean, you might see Florida State put that up in their first game against some patsy.
Yeah. True.
But you're not going to get into the 70s very often.
And if they did, we would know it. Speaking of Amazon, this Silicon Valley executive has released footage showing this white man scrawling anti-Asian abuse on his garage door. Oh, wait.
Ooh, me sorry, me no speak Chinese.
Justin Khan. He's the founder of Twitch. You familiar with Twitch?
No, actually.
Amazon bought it.
Video games, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And gaming network Twitch. He awoke on Saturday night to find "fuck you, Gook" written on his garage door.
Why would you do that to anybody? That is so fucking weird.
Yeah, you want to see the guy? There he is.
You take the time to.
Oh, they blurred it out.
Is that blurred?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why someone would do that, but the 32-year-old and his fiance, he's unfianced, Christine, who is also Asian American, found video footage of the moment a bearded man in skinny jeans cycled up to the property at 3:38 in the morning on his bicycle.
That's the description in
Yes,
skinny jeans.
in skinny jeans.
Let's see this cat. He is indeed in skinny jeans. There he goes.
Yep. Oh, with an exclamation point. He really meant it. You think he's in costume there?
God, why would you do that? It's so weird.
I don't know. And then he puts his backpack on,
Like to
hops on his bicycle.
deliberately seek out this house to write, "Fuck you, Gook."
Yeah.
Disgruntled employee, perhaps.
That's what some people are saying. This guy, Khan, says, I've never seen this dude in my life. I don't know anything about him. So he wrote it right next to that green sign there, says you're on security cam, which is weird. So he obviously wasn't paying too much attention to that. It's pretty messed up. By the way, Khan, Justin Khan sold his startup to Amazon last year for $970 million. Do you know what Twitch does, dude?
No.
It's a video game thing where you can watch other people play video games.
Dude, that is a generational thing. Have we
I
talked
know.
about that before?
Yeah,
I
we
have
have.
watched
Barely
my
we
kids
have.
sit there on the couch and watch each other play, watch their friends play.
Yeah.
That shit did it happen with you, E? Were you into that?
Not
Is your generation
really.
into it?
I used to make my brother watch me play because I didn't want to give up the controller.
Yeah,
But did you guys would you sit there and then watch him play?
No.
Yeah, so something happened to it, man.
And it's
in the last score of years.
Absolutely. Something changed though, because it was common. Like it used to drive you nuts when we'd all get together and we'd be drinking beers and playing video games.
Wanted no part of that shit.
You would leave.
I don't
You
wanna
would
watch
leave.
anyone play.
You and Gab would take off and like, I'll meet you assholes later. I'm not going to sit here and watch you guys play video games. But usually it was, you'd have 10 guys in a room drinking beers and you're just waiting for that guy to finish. The only reason I'm watching Deuced play is because I've got
You want him
next.
to die.
Yeah,
so
it's
that
like
you
as
can
soon
go.
as this asswipe dies, I got next game. It's not like I'm watching him for, ooh, look at that move.
Yeah.
Sweet
No,
move.
they do that now. They all sit there and watch.
That's crazy. It's
Like,
sold.
all right, so we're driving home from somewhere the other day. We must have been from soccer or something. It was a long drive. So Manny's sitting on one side of the truck playing a game, and Sweet Pie's on the complete other side with Russell in the middle. And she's going, I can't see. I want to watch him play. It's like, relax, dude.
Yeah.
Number one, he's on the other side of the car. How are you going to see it? Number two, why do you want to see that shit? Look out
Yeah.
the window. I literally told her, look out the window. Watch trees.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, I kind of get it in a sense, like watching. What I can't get is going online to watch videos of someone you don't know.
and that's what Twitch does?
yeah,
It just
like
God
in
damn
real
it.
time though. I think in real time you can go on and
It
watch.
does both. So it does like recorded ones, and then you can watch them live too.
So the
Yeah.
idea is you're watching a better player than you, so you learn ins and outs.
It's not
Totally,
even-
yeah.
Anybody can do it though. Like, I mean, I built a computer for a kid last Christmas,
Ooh, oh,
Nice.
Mickey built a
Well,
computer
well,
for a kid.
well,
but like that
What are
was
you
what
doing
he,
that for a
that was
kid
what he
for?
wanted. It was, somebody I worked with, third kid or whatever. And that's what he wanted, was to be able to record and send it out to his friends. And I was like, really? And it was like Minecraft. That was what he wanted to play.
Oh,
I guess
that's
he
yeah.
the worst.
so,
Minecraft.
but it's not even exciting to watch.
No, that is a whole separate fucking Minecraft. How did that become what it is? The
Is that the
graphics
one where you-
suck ass.
Oh,
where
I'll pull it up.
where
Dude,
you, is that the one where you?
build an
build a world?
environment? Yeah,
It's like a
it is so stupid and archaic looking.
yeah.
It is remarkable that this thing latched on, and it's been around for years in the
Yeah.
current incarnation. It's just ridiculous, dude.
I don't understand what the draw would be. Obviously, there's a draw for sure.
Look at that. It's just pixelated, dumb shit. and then you.
So are those all individual different people?
Yeah.
Like on their own computer in this virtual
Yeah, so
world?
somebody sets up
That's
like a
fucking
server
weird,
or whatever,
dude.
and then they all log into it.
So this is their version of when we would meet at Osterbeck's and like drink beers. Is it safe to say that there are people? Are these kids doing this? Are these 20-year-olds?
I think it's probably both. I bet it's
Plenty
a
of
good. I bet
kids.
it's a good mix. I bet it's kids and adults.
Well, it's the whole World of Warcraft shit too. I mean,
You
that's
can
all
see them
that-
talking right there. That's them conversing.
I so don't get that. It looks
Yeah,
like a
they're-
Dire Straits video from the 80s.
That's exactly it, dude. That's exactly it. Money for nothing and your
chicks for free. Anyway, so without hesitation, this guy writes, "Fuck you, Gook," on the garage, then steps back to review his work before picking up his backpack and taking off. He insists he doesn't recognize the guy in the footage. San Francisco police have launched an investigation. The local community, of course, in San Francisco have rallied, and one neighbor went over to the garage and painted over it.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, well,
Hopefully, this guy with $987 million can get over it.
I was thinking the same thing. There's a picture of it painted over.
Go buy a new garage company.
Yeah,
It's not a very good paint. It's a totally different color.
I know.
Thanks,
And-
helpful neighbor.
I know. And so Khan put out a tweet, kind of being a dick, but kind of having a point too. He said, update, neighbor painted over racist graffiti with good intentions, but without asking. Christine calls it a help crime.
Nice.
There's that. Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing. Like with $970 million, I hope you can get over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Not good.
Yeah. Isn't that funny how if you've got enough money, we just go, fucking
Fuck
deal with it,
you.
asshole.
Exactly.
Stop
Hate
being
crime.
a pussy.
That's a hate crime. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's a hate crime. Fuck off.
Yeah, deal with it, pussy. You're
this
all
is
right.
this is the summertime special you've been waiting for. Only while supplies last, you can lease a 2015 Ford Escape SE for $159 for 24 months at Zott Ford and Holly. Yes, their sales staff is hotter than Big E's new robotic girlfriend, but this Escape deal is the hottest of them all. Again, just $159 for a Ford Escape. Surf their massive inventory and smoking deals at ZottFord.com.
What do you have any opinion, Jay, on handshakes? Like when you see athletes,
Would just
Like, you know,
dumb, crazy, yeah, like Cabrera and Prince Field are doing
yeah,
dumb shit.
exactly. Like they do their little dance or whatever.
Whatever. I mean,
I know I didn't have much opinion on it either, but this
it's sort of like
story's
you get yourself in a like when do you not do that anymore though? You know, is it awkward when you stop doing that? Like Cabrera and him, like is there a time where you get tired of it and you're like, it's just got to keep doing it because he does it every time, and
yeah.
I've done it every time. So
Well, if we
now I'm
had
in this
some
awkward time here,
if we had some goofy handshake that we did
Yeah.
and we took the field
Yeah.
in high school,
and now
would-
we're
would
still
we-
doing it.
Would we still be doing it?
I don't know, Mike. That's my
I
question. Like,
doubt we
would
would.
we have? But would we have had to have had a conversation like, all right, dude, you know, should we stop with the handshake?
And who would initiate
Does it
that?
have
I
to be
wouldn't
formal like
initiate it.
that? You would not initiate it. You'd
No.
keep going.
Yeah,
I would have had to have said something.
and you would have said something. I have a
Probably.
feeling you would have brought it up. It would have been uncomfortable.
Yeah. For a
Um,
second, but probably would both
for the
feel
better.
relieved. Right?
How long-
Because it would get to a point where it's like, all right, this is run its course.
But dude, what if I was really like, that was like the greatest part of my day was you
Yeah.
coming over and we get to go pop, pop. Psst.
I'd be so sorry if that was the greatest part of your day. So sorry, Mike.
I mean, I honestly, I look forward to my day when Jay opens the door and goes, Miguel. Like that's it's one of those moments where E walks in, doesn't say a fucking word,
Yeah.
mute,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, assholes here, and he's gonna get mad if you ask him how he's doing.
You know what I look forward to, Mike? That day when I walk in and say Miguel and there's no answer. You're gone, like Goodwill Hunting. That's what I look forward to.
Do you?
Yeah.
Ben
Yeah.
Ben
See
Affleck.
about a girl.
Yeah. My God, he's gone. He's not here. Actually, that happened. That happened the morning of the skydive. I came in, Miguel. Silence. I'm like,
Nothing.
what the fuck?
He went to see about a girl.
No, I thought he chickened out. He ran for the border.
Remember the day you guys thought I was dead because you smelled gasoline in my
Yeah,
garage and you
yes,
thought I'd off
absolutely.
myself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heart,
there?
heart skipped a beat there for a second,
But-
didn't it? E?
I think you guys decided that you would have done a show that night.
Well,
Yeah,
gotta
I mean,
move on.
in memorandum, righty?
Exactly. Just roll your body into the
It,
pool.
it honestly did. It honestly occurred to me. I'm like, something happened. Something happened to him, man. I could see it. But then it occurred to me, like, why would it smell like gas? It would be exhaust or something. Why would it smell
Yeah.
like gasoline?
yeah, you're thinking too far ahead.
I know.
man.
It just, yeah.
So anyway, the reason I bring up the handshakes, this video has been going around the last day and a half or so. But this Wake Forest gathered for their first preseason meeting.
The Demon Deacons.
Demon Deacons, yes. And one of their assistant coaches, Asil Mulba, noticed something he hadn't seen before, and that was their redshirt freshman receiver, Cortez Lewis. He stood there, he said, the way he described it, like a receiving line at a wedding, watching everybody he came into contact with, he had a different handshake with.
My God.
And he's like, what the fuck is going on? This guy's like, he's meeting and they all know it, but everybody's got so you'd have an E handshake.
Wow,
a J
he's got
handshake,
a unique one and he remembers it.
and he remembers, and he's like, how many do you have? And he's like, well over 50.
Oh, shit.
And so they made a video of it, and we'll post a link to this on our site. Comes up to someone in the food line.
Shit, dude. There's just nuances to it too, you know?
Yeah.
Like he remembers all that.
And the thing that stood out to me was the fact that these guys aren't playing to a camera. It's like they've all done this so many times with this guy. It's just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. That's his thing, man. Everybody's got a thing.
But he knows it. Do your boys get into stuff like this?
Yeah, I've seen him do that shit.
He has classmates that he does this with. Guys on the basketball team, they said there's over 70 people he does this with in his everyday life.
My God.
I feel like we need a show handshake. But then we'd have to touch E.
Yeah. That can't happen.
Have your boys work on one for us.
All
We
right.
could do when you walk in the door. I have a feeling that the younger generation could help us with that.
That's awesome.
Isn't that kind of cool, though?
Yeah. I just can't believe how involved some of these are. And the
I
dude
know.
remembers it all. He's a savant.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're all only remembering one, but
Yeah.
he's remembering all of them.
Good pointy.
Look at that. 2 guys in a row.
I couldn't even remember all these people.
No.
His
Coach.
Nice. It's a
Isn't that
nice
cool?
little commercial for Wake Forest.
Totally. Yeah, and we'll post that with our show post tonight.
Didn't even know Wake Forest had a football team. Now I do.
Of course. Absolutely. Why don't we take a quick break, and then we'll get to some other stuff. We got that Batman, unfortunate story with Batman.
Yeah, about his Lamborghini
Yeah, and then
and his life.
and we'll get to the teenage girl who has some interesting birthmarks.
I can't wait.
Yeah, get to that and much more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey there, it's Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zott Ford and Holly. Please don't hit fast forward. You're going to want to hear what I have to say. We're excited to announce 0% financing for 72 months and $1,000 in rebates on all new 2015 cars and SUVs. Plus, you can get 0% financing for 72 months on the all-new 2015 Ford F-150. Friends, we can debate if the King has a Magnum-sized Sharpie or simply a healthy prostate all we want. But we can't debate that this is truly an amazing deal. Again, get 0% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 in rebates on cars and SUVs, or 0% financing for 72 months on the all-new F-150. And you can get it all at Zott Ford in Holly. Check out our absurd deals and massive inventory at zotford.com.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast on a Tuesday. Mike and Jay. And got a North Carolina teenager.
What do?
She didn't do anything. Yeah, it's a chick. And she's, according to her, she's been verbally abused for years by other children. She's revealed she's come to love the hundreds of birthmarks that are covering her face and body. Her name's Sierra Swearingen of Rockwell, North Carolina. She was diagnosed with giant congenital melanocytic nevus.
Sure.
Yeah, we've all heard of that, right?
God, whenever there's something with the word giant in front of a scientific term, it's going to be bad.
Why wouldn't they just call it giant brown spots syndrome? Why do you have to get to this like giant congenital melanocytic nevus?
Yeah.
Giant brown spot syndrome.
Okay, let's see it.
They cover more than 2/3 of her body.
Let's see it, Mike. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I
That's
know.
different. Huh.
But would ya?
You know what she looks like? She looks like the Put Me in the Zoo animal. Remember that book?
No.
Put Me in the Zoo. He's like a
children too long.
he's like a bear or something. And that's the real question at the heart of my issue, Mike. What is the Put Me in the Zoo guy? Is he a bear? I think all the parents out there know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's
what
the guy
you're
with all
talking
the
about.
spots, and he can
Yeah.
manipulate his spots. And really, the zoo isn't the place for him. The circus is the place for him,
Oh,
which
absolutely.
he figures out at the end.
Yeah.
But that's what it reminds me of. My God.
Go back to the other one.
Doesn't it look like
Sorry.
You are such a fuckhead.
Dude, you know what?
You're a fucking God damn it! You're a
Fuck
fucking
you. You
Oh,
get to look
fuck you.
straight. You get to look
We're all
straight.
thinking
I have to,
No,
I have to
good
look
cans.
through your computer that you have up number one because you're a fuckhead
I put it down most times.
he banged the microphone, which he does
with his head.
with his
Yeah,
head.
well, I have to fucking sit here like this.
Yeah.
You don't
Don't
have
yell
to.
at
Don't
somebody
yell
straight
at
on.
me. I didn't
I'm
scream
not
at
looking
you.
at
Jay
straight
did.
on.
I forgive you.
It's a big man, Jay. It takes
Thank
a
you.
big man to offer forgiveness.
I
So
forgive
soon.
him.
Doesn't it look like someone bent over in front of her with explosive diarrhea? I mean,
That's a great take on that, Mike. It does. Where she stood behind a monster truck as it went through a mud puddle.
right.
Zero mud flaps on the thing.
Oh, absolutely not. Look at it, Proops.
That little Proops. I'll be darned.
Look at that.
Wow.
That's how it came out of the oven. That's how it was birthed. I'll give her this, though.
Oh, nice family.
The family was blessed with some amazing titties.
I knew you were going to go there, Mike.
You did? How did you know? Look at the
Well,
All of
upper
them.
right.
All of them.
I wondered how long it would be until you looked past the birthmark and started to analyze
Yes.
the titties,
I mean-
especially with all these bikini
Well, it's
shots.
very obvious she has nice titties.
Yeah. She's 19.
But does she,
so
though? E?
I think she does. Look at that.
What
I
do they
think
look
that
like
she may
underneath
have
there?
been fat before and just recently lost some weight.
What does she look like underneath there?
Oh, that's not a great shot.
E?
Oh.
It's not a great shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's different.
I think they're nice titties. I no matter what I think they are.
Yeah.
Honestly, she kind of looks like she's rotting from the waist down.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, does it? It looks like a lot of bruising or something,
Yeah.
and new ones pop up all the time.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say they were getting better.
No.
No.
Not even a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So she's decided to just kind of embrace this and run with it.
She has some beautiful eyes.
Gorgeous. Yeah. Are there more pictures of her? I mean, she's into showing her titties off, clearly.
Yeah, she has no problem doing that.
Yeah, she
And
looks
right
like
there-
she's accepted this lot in life and she's okay with it. She's doing tremendous number of selfies with bikinis on.
I swear that image right there looks like some clown bent over in front of her with explosive. I mean, explosive.
Just
Boom. Just boom. And she didn't have time to close her eyes or anything. And it was just like, I cannot believe you just did that.
let me take a selfie.
And then it's just stuck. She's frozen like that.
Yeah.
No offense.
I will never be okay with the mirror selfie, by the way. the idea of taking these in the mirror where you see the phone, I never will be okay with that. I hate them.
Could you date a girl like that, E?
See, I think the thing is, this is what's going to happen here is, well, yeah, I could probably, I guess, why not?
Yeah.
This could be good news for a dude who probably couldn't get she's not an ugly, I would say she's an decently attractive girl.
Yeah, she's attractive.
So I think this could be
Great
good news
cans.
for some dude who wouldn't be able to get that good looking of a girl under the normal circumstances. Like,
See, he's thinking about himself here.
Mhm.
What did I say to you the other day? Like, I don't know. You're like, well, she's got some certain flaw, and you're like, of course she's gonna have a flaw if she's interested in me. or
yes,
something.
I made the remark off air that no girl would be into me if she didn't have some sort of major flaw herself. Obviously, she could not
that
be
goes without
self-confident.
saying.
I would agree with that.
She can't
I
be
think that's fair.
self-confident. She can't be having
Very
her own
fair.
career going.
Yeah.
She has to be.
I think that's
She could be rotting from the waist down.
Yeah.
So that's
whatever
my
it is.
point. But see, that will be good news for
I
some
don't even
dude.
think that needs to be said, though.
I know,
think
but
that's
I get it.
established.
But when we were talking about it that day, I think someone had made a joke. It wasn't like I was just making this proclamation again. I think it was in some sort of jest, and I just said it or something. But the point is, though, that could be good news for some dude here.
Yeah. No, you're right. This does create or it presents the rare possibility to play up, go up a level.
Right. Like
Because you could argue that
because the other dudes aren't gonna. There's gonna be guys that will not even bother.
Yeah.
And you might have the chance where you would not have if she didn't have these marks, then you would not have the chance with this.
It's
girl.
unfortunate that it gets so drastic in the nether region.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, it's
even if
really,
we're up here, maybe, but scattered down here.
it's really quite drastic.
Like if just the titties had black, stuff all over them, but the bottom was a little more just looked like big pimples, maybe or something.
Man, that's
not
different.
pimples. I mean, I was thinking
you could
else.
you could argue though that you could really do a number on that girl. I mean, if you were an abusive guy,
That's a good point.
there's really no. I mean, she could go to the cops all she wants and go, look what he did to me, and they're just gonna
Like
go,
birthmark.
yeah, whatever, dude.
Birthmark.
Especially
I mean,
down
seriously,
in-
especially in the nether regions you described, you could
Take
literally.
a baseball bat to those legs.
Oh yeah, you could do a lot. You could really do some damage in there and kind of skate on it, to be honest with you, unless there was film of it. She'd have to get some video evidence going because there's no one they're gonna look at that and go, yeah, it's been like that since you were an infant. What do you want from us?
Are we sure she's not rotting? I'm concerned.
Well, I don't know.
I want to know if she has a boyfriend. Now, I'm more concerned about her relationship status.
They said that having this condition means there is a risk that lesions and moles can grow on the brain.
Fidel lesions?
Sure. Yep. Different kind of lesion than you're thinking, but yeah, in the same family.
We haven't
Fidel
talked
lesions.
about Fidel lesions in forever.
I know. It's over
Yeah.
there. Still
God,
sitting
that
there.
Do you want to
goes back,
explain
like,
where that came from to
200
the new
episodes.
listener?
Just wow, it seems like the journal was a million years ago now, I guess.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess that
E kept a diary.
a journal.
A diary, if you will.
Whatever.
It was basically he kept a diary when he was like 16, 17 years old in high school. And
Awful misspellings everywhere.
yeah,
Awful grammar. Just inability to articulate thoughts
it was very, very juvenile
in a
and
cogent
infantile.
manner.
If I don't even know how to describe. One day we should recycle through that again because there were probably many, many people who have never heard that. But every day Jay and I would read, I don't know, 2 or 3 pages of it, and they were just the most. But he'd spell words like a total. I don't even know how. It's hard. Yeah. Hashtag Tard Nation. Couple. CUPPEL. Not even kidding. So he
I
spelled
spelled
couple.
joke. JOAK.
JOAK. Joke. A guy who wants to make a career off writing jokes spells it JOAK.
Yeah. So he apparently at some point during this time frame that he was keeping a diary took fiddle lessons,
He was trying to say that he was taking fiddle lessons.
but he spelled it Fidel lesions.
Lesions. Yes. So if you hear us reference Fidel lesions, that's
Or just a Fidel in general.
yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I can't even say fiddle.
Right.
Seriously, when
That's why I had to check myself 30 seconds ago, and I was
Yeah.
like, fiddle lessons?
fiddle,
Yeah, fiddle.
Fidel lesions. That's where that comes from. Anyway, so
Is the Fidel still in the corner? over there?
It's over there.
Yeah,
just
it
sitting
is.
there.
Nice.
there we have the Fidel here that he took those lesions with. So she can get lesions and moles that can grow on the brain. This is called CMN syndrome, which can cause fits and stop development. If tumors develop, they can be fatal.
Oh no.
So this is bad news all the way around. Children with particularly large marks are at increased risk of diagnosing malignant melanoma. In children with CMN, the cancer is 10 times more aggressive and it's untreatable once it reaches the brain.
Well, it sounds like that's what she's going toward, right?
It certainly looks like it.
This poor girl. My God.
I know.
What's her name again?
Sierra.
Oh, Sierra.
Removing them has never been an option. She's been
No,
told by
it's like 90% of her body.
Yeah.
You'd have to take a melon scoop. Imagine a melon scoop to 90% of a body.
yeah, but that wouldn't look good.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't look any better.
And you wouldn't be able to melon scoop the midsection that you talk about. You'd have to just
The whole nether region would be gone.
yeah, wouldn't look good. She's been told by doctors that operating is not possible as there are just way too many, and the number will increase throughout her life. My birthmarks are constantly growing. I often get new ones, but I'm hoping that they'll slow down as I leave my teenage years behind. Sunscreen is like my best friend. I still wear shorts and t-shirts when it's warm, but I just have to make sure I'm being safe. But yeah, of course, kids were total dicks.
Yeah.
Constantly picking on her. But I don't know. They'd say things like, "You look dirty. Take a wash."
Yeah.
I kind of
Wow, geez.
I mean, very,
Very
very
creative.
Yeah,
It seems like there's a lot to work with
I
here.
mean, at least Mike, observed that it did look like an explosive shit all over. her.
Right.
yeah.
He defined the dirty.
Right. Not just
He
dirty.
didn't just go
Right.
low hanging fruit dirty. No, he looked deeper.
Yeah, and I think if you look at the images we looked at, you'd go, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's how that would look if
She's been shat upon
someone bent over in front of her and just said, 'Hold still.'"
in an explosive manner.
Yeah, and I mean explosive. I don't mean like, oh, you had a bad burrito and
We don't
things
mean
got
like
ugly.
a wet one, a single wet one. We mean
like really
Oh,
like a blowout
okay.
of all blowouts. I mean, it
Hey.
just one of those where one foul, boom,
Yeah.
and just
Much,
wow,
dude.
wow, what happened? What hit me there? That's what we're talking about.
Too much.
So there were other things said to her like, "You look like a spotted dog." Again,
yeah.
Seems like there's
But you know what? That was my first feeling was the put me in the zoo guy. She sort of does, but I can see a little kid saying that, Mike.
yeah.
Although, what's the put me in the zoo guy? A dog or a bear? I don't know.
I've never even heard of the put me in the zoo guy.
If Mickey was listening to the show, maybe he'd pull up the put me in the zoo guy. I don't know.
I was trying to find more pictures of this chick.
The images, if you will.
Pictures.
I see you watching a girl blowing someone.
This
so-
is her Twitter, bro.
Dude, there's a girl blowing some dude on her Twitter. Really?
No, it's just a video. That's about the best one you're getting off her Twitter.
Those are humongous titties.
Yeah, she does have that going for her.
Yeah.
Also, she has a boyfriend, so you're done.
What does he look like? Do we have images?
No, I couldn't find
Is
it.
he
how do we know
normal?
how do we know she has a boyfriend?
On her Instagram, it says taken. Unfortunately, her Instagram's private, so sorry.
Does he
Try to
have
follow her.
normal, creamy white skin?
I don't believe
You
it.
know, Jay, I'm not sure.
He has to have some major flaws himself. This has to be a situation where some dude finally was like, "This is my end, just a little better than I'd be able to get normally."
Yeah.
Which is how all things work in the end, probably.
Anyway.
Hey, maybe your Proops needs a bigger yard. Maybe your family is expecting its very own sweet pie. If you're looking for a new home, Chris Stajelski of Remax Suburban is the realtor you need to help you find the home of your dreams. Check out Krista's website at kristasellshouses.com or call her anytime, virtually anytime, day or night, 586-918-0900. She prefers the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If she's got her choice. I mean, she's a hard worker.
There's
Oh,
the
wow.
put me in the zoo guy. Is
Yeah,
he a
this is-
dog or a
I-
bear?
He's
I
a
remember
dog.
this.
Dog or a bear?
I don't
know.
remember that. He's got the Dr. Seuss logo up there, the cat in the hat. So
It's not a Seussarian book, though.
you sure?
Yes.
Why would
it's done by Robert Lopshire, as indicated on the cover?
Right.
But I think there's some books that Seuss like takes under its publishing wing or something.
He kind of has a cousin quality to the big red dog, is it?
It does. Clifford,
Clifford.
a bit of
yeah.
a cousin quality. I agree. But what is he? Is he a dog or a bear? And if you
I think
go
he's a
further
dog.
into the book, it's tough to tell, man.
I'm going on the snout alone.
He does all sorts of shit with those spots, though. I'll tell you that much.
Would they shift?
Oh, dude, he juggles them.
What?
Yes.
How do you juggle
He
your
juggles them. He
birthmarks?
puts
That's
them on. He
bullshit.
puts them in the environment. Yeah, he puts them on the kids. He puts them on the trees. He puts them all around. He can do amazing things with those.
So why
spots.
doesn't he just take them off?
Well, he does, and he shuffles around. Look at this.
Look at all the dots. Put Me in the Zoo by Robert Lopshire. To Ted, Helen, and Phil.
No one cares.
Thank you.
Oh wow,
I
maybe
will
he is a
go
bear.
Into the zoo. I want to see it. Yes, I do.
He looks like a dog
I'd
there.
like to live this
I know.
way.
What is he
This
though?
is
Are you
where
sure
I
he's a
want to
dog?
stay.
Looks like a Marmaduke sort of, but then he looks like a
Will you
bear
keep
again.
me in
Yeah.
the zoo? I want to
Bears don't
stay
have
in
tails
here
like
with
that
you.
though.
No, they don't. They definitely don't.
We
He
do
looks like a
not want
cheetah
you
at
in the
times,
zoo.
too.
Out you go. Out.
It's very
Out with
ambiguous.
you.
God, kids' books suck. They're terrible.
Tell me
Why did
about
they
it.
put me
Why
out
do they
this
always
way?
want to read the same
I
shitty one over and over
I
again?
want
What
to
is with
stay.
that?
You know what you do as a parent until they learn to read? You just read every other page. Or
Really?
you read the first line. Yeah, you just whip through these things.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just
That doesn't answer why they want to read the same ones over and over again.
son of a bitch turned blue out of
He did.
nowhere.
Look at that.
I can do.
Wow.
He goes violet. He goes multicolor. This mythical creature, whatever he is amazing.
Has anybody outed him as to what he is? Has anyone
Google me. What the hell is the put me in the zoo guy? Come on, he goes green.
Wow.
You're gonna see him juggle in a second. And like I said, spoiler
glows.
alert. He ends up in the circus because he is a talented son of a bitch.
Yeah. Oh, he's
That's
like
where he
purple
belongs. Violet.
Violet. Yeah.
There he
Oh,
goes,
wow.
multicolored. That's
Look
my
at
favorite.
that.
Look at that proof.
Look at it. Proofs hanging from the tree.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he's got a cheetah quality.
Yeah.
He has a big cat quality, a big dog quality,
He's got a possum quality,
and a bear-like quality.
a little seal quality.
You're right, man.
Yeah. I don't like him.
What are people
trust
saying?
him.
E?
Well, this one says it's a story of a spotted leopard who can change his spots.
Really? Is it as simple as that? That he's a leopard?
That was just one thing I saw.
That
about it.
face is not leopard.
Maybe it is. Maybe we're overthinking this. Maybe it's just a leopard the whole time.
I don't know.
The idea of the spots, it makes sense.
Oh, he's contagious. He's giving the kids the spots.
I remember this, by the way.
okay.
I'm in the zoo person.
Is that as simple
didn't-
as that? A friggin' leopard?
You know what? Yeah.
God damn it! I've looked at this book 80 times. It's never occurred to me that he could just simply be a leopard.
Yeah. Think he is.
Yeah, this is the second thing I'm saying where it says, spot.
There he is
polka-dot leopard.
juggling his spots. You weren't lying.
Yeah.
Two things I've read now that said a leopard.
And one-handed juggle. I mean, he's spinning those sons of bitches.
Yeah.
He's
Wow.
manipulated the size of the spot. Look how big.
Wow.
They get enormous. He like whips them around. It's
I've never seen this in my life.
look at him.
in
Look at
my
him whip
life.
it. He's like whipping it like a blanket. Made one huge spot.
Outrageous.
All right. Leopard it is.
Leopard it is. A leopard never changes his spots, though, right?
That's what I heard.
Apparently, that's bullshit. No, we've got a Batman impersonator. Well, we had a Batman impersonator.
Oh, Mike, what happened?
Yeah, this guy is known for visiting hospitals and hanging out with
A
children.
do-gooder.
Absolutely. He died in a crash on a Maryland highway after his Batmobile had engine trouble.
Oh, man.
But 51-year-old Leonard Robinson, he's from Owings Mills in Maryland, was checking the engine of his Batmobile while standing in the fast lane of the freeway
Oh, no.
when his car was hit by a Toyota Camry. A Toyota Camry took the Batmobile down. His own car then slammed into him, running him over.
Wait, he's got a Lamborghini, right? Aren't the engines in the back?
I'm not sure. But either way, he was
If
was
he's
in
got
front
the-
of the car.
Oh, if he's checking the engine, though, and it's in front of it. Something doesn't make sense here, Mike.
I agree.
Are
We
we sure this isn't the job of the Riddler?
Well, we don't know. I mean, I wouldn't put it past the Riddler. I could see him doing that. He was stopped in an area that they said was not well lit. It was just a bad situation. He was the Batman at Summerfest over the weekend, traveling in costume to hospitals in the Baltimore, Washington area. He gained national attention in 2012. Dash cam video of a police stopping him, and he's in full outfit.
Nice.
And so the cop's like shaking his hand with Batman. Pull up some of the pictures. Will you there, Mick?
So he's in like the 60s version of the TV show,
Yeah.
Batmobile.
See, there he is. Now,
okay, that's that. But dude, I've seen images of him with a Lamborghini as his Batmobile.
and I don't.
There it is.
Yeah. And I don't mean to be harsh about this at all, but the problem I have with this story is in a lot of these images we're seeing, he's got the sweet, badass Batmobile. As you said, it's the Adam West Batmobile.
Mm-hmm.
And he's dressed up as the Batman from Bale, Christian Bale Batman.
Right. Yeah, he's kind of mixing eras.
Kind of
Yeah.
mixing eras.
Well, he's doing it. He's just doing it. And
yeah,
it's not,
I mean, if you're going Adam West era, I think you owe it to the role to commit, and you wear the blue tights. Right? Am I
the
right?
Worst outfit ever.
I know.
Or how chunky he was.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna do that, then go all in.
Yeah, be authentic.
I mean, that's the only problem I really have with this.
Yeah,
The
he
car
looks
is
stupid.
badass.
He looks stupid in that outfit driving that car.
Yeah, doesn't fit in that
Uh-uh.
car. He spent, they said, more than $25,000 of his own money on Batman related items every year, including toys, T-shirts, and books that he would just give to kids.
And this is how he gets taken out, a guy like this?
Yeah.
I believe this is the work of a ne'er-do-well.
Do you?
I don't believe
One of his enemies.
I don't believe that this is simply a Toyota Camry.
But I think if it was the Riddler, the Joker,
You think they'd be touting it?
the Penguin, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Mr.
something.
Freeze,
Mr. Freeze, any of them.
Harley Quinn.
I think they are such narcissists that there's no way they could commit a heinous crime like that, kill Batman, and then
Not
not
take credit.
Not take credit. That's like ISIS,
Yeah.
like being on the DL with their atrocities.
The problem is it just shows you that Batman really doesn't have any remarkable powers. Like Superman wouldn't have had that happen to him.
Well, that's what kills me about this upcoming movie. Like, how's Batman going to have a chance against Superman?
He shouldn't.
That's
By all
ridiculous. It
rights,
should just really
right?
be a 5-minute movie.
Talking about an alien. Sorry, I know that's an outmoded term.
Oh,
Against
Jay,
a
how
human being in a
racist.
freaking latex suit.
Yeah.
I
Doesn't
know.
make sense.
That's it's out.
How do you have a chance?
What's he gonna throw some of those stars at Superman?
Yeah, those bat things, the
Too bad
batarangs.
he's a man of steel. They would just bounce right off.
He freaking turned back time.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, can't he just zip around the world and make Batman like an infant and
Yeah.
kill him?
Or be like, oh,
Or
I'm
better
about
yet-
to die. Let me just spin back 10 minutes and
Yeah.
kill your ass first.
Yeah.
Fly him up into space because Batman can't fly. He's a human.
Yeah, how is this?
How
Where's
long
this
is that?
going,
I don't
man?
understand how that movie is gonna. I mean, I'm not into those movies really, but I
No.
would say I know those characters. I think decently enough, like you said. How it could be 5 minutes in my mind. Just boom, you're done.
Could be. Hey, we got to tell you about our buddy David Helm. This segment is brought to
Oh,
you by
please
Helm
do.
Law.
I need an attorney, and I need one now.
If you are facing criminal charges, don't become just one of 30,000 cases for the public defender. Get real representation from Helm Law. Whether you're leaving your children in the car, mouthing off to a cop, or have your hands full on a bus, Helm Law will make sure that you remain out there walking among us.
I need an attorney, and I need one now.
Well, then call them at 248-679-8804 or go online at helmlawpc.com to set up your free consultation. Tell them you support the Detroit Cast and receive 15% off.
We've got a St. Paul's school in New Hampshire, one of these prep high schools. They've got quite a roster of former students.
Ultra
including-
expensive, private,
Yeah.
exclusive shit.
yeah, extremely white.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Waspy.
Yes. Senators, congressmen, Nobel Prize winners. Current Secretary of State John Kerry is a former alum. The prep school also allegedly has a tradition of sexual conquests where graduating boys try to take the virginity of younger girls before getting their diplomas.
And this is unique to this school.
Apparently. I don't know why this is remarkably unshocking to me as a story, but
Talking about high school across the nation here or
I don't know, apparently
the world.
a prep school, though, it's easy to make it sound even worse. The senior salute, they called it.
Well, they named it. That's their problem.
Yeah.
They named it.
Were spelled out in stark terms by a former.
Ours was just called banging freshmen.
Right. Right. Compiling a team roster.
Or just fucking chicks.
Right.
Right. Well, this guy is charged with raping a 15-year-old girl on the roof of a campus building in May of 2014. Owen Labry. He's 19 now. He's pleaded not guilty to several felonies. Prosecutors are expected to call former students to testify about the sexual culture. He talked openly about the tradition when he was interviewed by police.
What do?
He told the detective some students take great pride, quote unquote, in having sex with younger students before they leave school.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Wow, they do. I think
remarkably unshocking to anyone in this room.
I think some guys or all guys take great pride in having sex with girls anytime in their life, not just high school. I'd go as far as say.
He told the
like this weekend.
You'd make that argument?
Yeah, I think I could.
He told one of the detectives of a contest where boys would compete to score with the most girls, keeping a running tally.
Is it called life?
Written in a marker on a wall behind washing machines, so they would check and write down. The school kept painting over the scoreboard, so it was eventually moved online. And he acknowledged to the detectives he was trying to be number one. He's goal oriented,
and that's their problem. Is they did it in a stupid kind of frat boy way, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just doing it like every other school does it.
Yeah,
they had to keep score and tally and name it something and make this open competition.
Well, a counselor contacted the police after hearing from the alleged victim's mother about the tradition. A police affidavit gave us that information. The same affidavit said the school had been trying to educate students against sexual scoring. Good luck with that. Let me know how that works for you when you try to teach the young students about sexual scoring and why that's wrong.
Right.
People have been trying to get kids to stop fucking, I don't know, since day one. Let me know how that works out for you.
Garden.
By the way, this kid is quite the student leader. He was honored at graduation 2 days after the alleged assault. And with the Rector's Award for selfless devotion to school activities, he was accepted to Harvard. He's since been unaccepted to Harvard.
Oh, man.
Because of this news. Yeah. He told the detective he tried to educate other students not to engage in the senior salute. So what is it, dude? You're telling kids not to engage in the sexual salute, or you're trying to be number one?
Right. Well, maybe he's telling them not to engage so that he can be number one.
Yeah.
Trying to get rid of the
Son
competition.
of a bitch. He said the school wasn't doing enough to curtail the tradition. It's the school's fault now. The school has to put its foot down on this culture, he said. It isn't healthy. Asshole.
Says the ne'er-do-well himself.
Right.
Anyway, they go on to talk about the school's rector.
What does that have to do with anything?
Michael Hirschfield said.
Why are we calling him names now?
Right. Well, he sounds more like a rectum than a rector, to be honest with you. And I'll tell you what he said, and you tell me if he sounds more like a rector or a rectum. Because he said breaches of schools' policies or the trust upon which they are founded are addressed swiftly and judiciously. He declined to address the senior salute. However, he said St. Paul's School has policies in place to ensure that our students are safe, secure, and treated equitably. The sexual assault allegation has provided us with an important opportunity to reconsider elements of our shared life that do not appear in our strategic plan. Are we confronting the transmission of unhealthier elements of school culture as effectively as we could? Nerds. He sounds more like a rectum than a rector, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Prosecutors say Labrie took his victim by surprise before she could resist or flee and raped her repeatedly. He is charged with 3 counts of felony sex assault, endangering the welfare of a child, using a computer to lure the girl to this meeting. He denied having intercourse with the girl, telling the police that they partially disrobed, kissed, and then touched. He also acknowledged putting on a
condom, Mike.
How is that?
Condom, yeah.
Condom.
A prophylactic, yeah.
Okay. He acknowledged putting on a
condom, yeah.
Okay, and said the freshman girl was eager to have sex, but he had a moment of self-restraint.
What?
And stopped. This kid is so full of shit. Bullshit.
You got a Jimmy on ready to go with
Yeah.
a chick one, and he. Okay.
I better rethink this.
He did say that it was a moment of divine inspiration. Bullshit. No way, dude. No way. That's your argument? I don't buy that at all. Asked why the girl would lie about sex with him, he said, it's a great source of pride for younger students to have sex with seniors.
He turned it around.
Yeah.
Turned the tables, if you will. Boy, I don't know. I feel like
I need an attorney, and I need one now.
So remember, if you are a young, attractive female teacher who's eager to brighten her students' future or enjoy a good beer but can't seem to find the time to fix your taillight, call Helm Law 248-679-8804 or go online at helmlawpc.com to set up your free consultation. Tell them you support the show and receive 15% off.
Did you see, remember our boy Walter Palmer?
Walter Palmer.
The dentist? Cecil's murderer.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, it's funny how that story just whatever.
2020 did a big piece on it over the weekend on
God,
Friday
really?
night.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe it didn't just
They
whatever.
did an hour
What the
on that. Yeah. Well, it sounded pretty rough the way that they did it. Like they were totally knew right away that they'd killed the wrong lion,
Mhm.
and they absolutely dragged him out across those railroad tracks. But they had they were showing how his collar, the way it was removed, and then they tried to cover it up. So they were showing the movements of the lion wearing the collar and doing lion-y things, like the way that a lion moves.
Uh-huh.
And you could see points of location where the lion was, and then it would go here and there. And it was very traditional of a lion's movements.
Yeah.
And then they said that the lion was killed somewhere in here because you see
It just gets dragged.
they took the collar off him, and then they were trying to make it look like the lion was still moving about. And so that it was done totally by a human. It was like all of a sudden it's just blotches. Like every 2 hours they'd move it to another spot.
Yeah.
And then they go back 2 hours later, pick it up and move it to another spot.
Nice.
But it had nothing to do with like a lion's natural behavior and how
Mhm.
it would move throughout the jungle.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they knew what. So it tells
Do
you that it
lions
was
really move about jungles?
well in their area.
Isn't it more of a savanna environment?
Yeah. True. Yeah.
I think that's just a misnomer. The idea that lions are in jungles.
Well, they are the king of the
that's
savannah.
what they say. They're the king of the jungle. I think that's just wrong.
Yeah.
What I know about lions.
Yeah, you're just breaking down. I don't know, Jay.
Yeah. What are you busting my balls for on this? I didn't name him the king of the
Well,
jungle.
Okay.
So they're walking around the savannah. You're right, though. You're right. Because it was more of an open.
It's a Zimbabweanese savannah.
Absolutely. Yes, you are correct. And but it says, because in the beginning they were like, oh, we had no idea that this was a whatever lion. And, as soon as we found the collar, we called authorities. They're saying bullshit. There was never any call to authorities to report this. They tried absolutely to destroy that collar.
Is
and
it
to make
even
look-
arguable that they didn't know when they shot it, or do you think they knew?
Well, the
from how
people
the
there
report
were
went?
saying there's no way that these guys wouldn't know.
Hmm.
There's no way. So
The guides, at least, whether the shooter
and
the
it
dentist
sounded
knew.
like even the shooter, I kind of came into the story after it had started, but it sounded like they were saying, no, there's no way that these people wouldn't have known, the guides and the shooter.
Hmm.
So for what it's worth. Anyway, his office is opened up today.
Is he cleaning bicuspids?
He's not, but it sounds like he will be soon. And there is activity there. It opened, it's been 6 weeks since that all went down.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Isn't that crazy?
It's been 3 fortnights?
Yes,
Shit.
absolutely.
Wait, what about,
He's trying to do the math on a score.
I know.
Come on, E.
I
You
couldn't-
can do it.
I don't know how many days that is.
2 weeks.
Oh, so 6 weeks would be 7 times 6 is what, 42?
Yep.
So
42 scores.
Yeah. Two scores? 2 scores of days? I don't know.
No, you got it.
That's perfect.
Way to break that down.
It's been 2 scores of days.
Mm-hmm. And 46 scores, did we say? Is that what we
Right.
decided?
Right.
It was good. A newly employed security guy has been standing outside the building. Now, I think he's a cop, actually. He didn't look like a security guard. He looked like an actual cop.
Having to protect this dentist office.
Oh, that's not the one I saw. Well, maybe it is a security
Look
guard.
like you could take her. Doesn't she look takeable?
Yeah.
Especially with that. However she's standing there doesn't seem too.
Yeah, she's just kind of standing there like wringing her hands.
And I don't see a gun anywhere.
Yeah,
on
where's
her.
the sidearm, lady?
Yeah.
To be honest, doesn't it look like she has a badge on, but doesn't everything else look like it's just not really at all an authoritative?
Take the badge off, and it just looks like a lady standing in front of a dentist's office.
Yeah.
Waiting for a ride.
And parking in a handicapped spot.
Right.
Yeah, her hands are just what's up. She's not she's not in any sort of authoritative stance there.
I would argue that if the shit goes down, what is she going to do? Like, for real.
I don't know, man.
She's going to be one of the ones running out of the burning building like everybody else. Like, I don't see her kicking ass back against
She's not going
someone.
to thwart anything.
No,
There will be
absolutely
no
not.
thwarting by that woman.
No. Yeah, there's definitely something that off there with her. They said that he will not be at the practice. He was not going to be there today, but he has been spotted in the neighborhood, walking through the neighborhood. For what that's worth, he's been in hiding since it emerged that he was responsible for Cecil's murder. And now people are digging up through all his social media and wherever, they're trying to find anything they can with him, like with an animal.
Yeah.
And they found him with that he's killed moose, deer, buffalo, mountain lions, a polar bear. They've all emerged. He also ran into trouble after killing a black bear. That one
with a bow.
Proves.
God, look at the hips on that thing.
Yeah.
It's the hips, man.
It is.
Love bears.
Yeah, aren't they sweet?
Yes.
So he killed this black bear in Wisconsin without a license. He allegedly bribed the guides with $20,000 so they would lie about his criminal act and hide pictures of him smiling next to the dead animal.
God, that's a lot of money this dude's throwing around to shoot these things.
Where would a dentist make that kind of money? I still don't understand. Bicuspids, yeah, they're expensive, but
yeah, he's got to practice with other dentists working under him and billing the shit out of people.
Yeah. Still, he pled guilty to felony charges back in 2008, making false statements to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services about the bear. He was prosecuted because he shot and killed the animal outside of a authorized hunting zone. Same thing he did with Cecil.
Where is Cecil now?
Cecil was he was skinned, his head was cut off, and his carcass was just left there for the vultures to attack.
Do you think the dude got the head and it's going to be mounted somewhere?
I don't think so. I think they
after
were
all that, man, at least give the guy the head. Look what he's gone through.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Doesn't he deserve the head? Does he deserve the head?
Well,
he paid
for it.
A shit ton of money. His life is ruined.
Yep.
I can't read any more of those articles though. That is like absolutely written by somebody that is so far left that I actually had to turn my head to read it. Like it says that the lion is known all over Africa because of its black mane.
Yeah.
Every single male lion gets a black mane when they get old.
Yeah.
Everyone. Not
that according to the Lion King. I've seen the Lion King, and for sure Scar, the older lion.
Well, case closed.
Case closed. He did have a black mane. I saw that myself.
Well,
wait, what's the difference between a reference to the Lion King and a reference to Simpsons?
Mine was total sarcasm, like complete 100%.
Yeah.
Yours is
so what?
complete 100% serious shit. Like you're trying to relate your life experience through a sitcom.
I think it's very similar still.
No, not at all.
I'm gonna stick with the fact that I think that's bullshit.
Yeah. And mine goes into the mic too. So
very good point.
Yeah.
Well, I can't argue that.
Cecil was the king of that area and that pride. Jericho being underneath him.
Yeah. So are the Cubs going to live? Have we determined?
They said that the Cubs are probably going to live. I thought one of them was killed.
Because, that was the big issue. That was like the second layer of the argument that all these Cubs were going to be killed, and that's awful and insane. And this guy has more blood on his hands, but apparently they're good.
Yeah, they said that they think they're getting along and they think they're gonna be okay.
Seriously, that would suck, dude. You could take this male out and 6 or 8 of them, was it?
7, I think. Yeah, 7 or 8 of them. But they said Cecil was the poster child on all their marketing and things like that. He was kind of the face of that. What is it? The Hwang Park or something.
But again, like it's relative. How big is this thing? Remember, we read shit from the Zimbabweans who are just like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. No, and
it's like asking us about some deer that's like the main buck at whatever ranch in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. How popular he is. It didn't sound like Zimbabweanese people gave a shit at all about him. And it's, there's a lot of people that believe by naming him, by giving him a name, you give him more.
You're right about that. You called that right at the beginning.
Yeah. And I think that's true. I mean, it's very it seems like an American thing to be outraged about, where the rest of the world's like, dude, really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Worried about this shit? It does sound like a horrible story though. No doubt.
Hey, look, listen, Zotford is Metro Detroit's leading lease pull-ahead authority. They specialize in getting people out of their current leases up to 12 months early. Doesn't matter what brand your lease is or how many miles you have on it, Zotford can assist you in getting out of your lease early and into a beautiful new Ford. Now's the time to get out of that overpriced, over mileage lease, and their goal is also to match or lower your current payment. Check out Zott Ford's marvelous deals and massive inventory.
We got a guy in upstate New York who got shit-faced at the bar and then let his 10-year-old drive him home, his boy.
I've heard about this before. I think this is kind of a typical move by bottom feeder drunk fucks.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen this one before.
I got to tell you, I don't think it's a bad move.
Yeah.
I think it's a decent play.
Remember we had the one last week, or maybe it was a fortnight ago, where the kid blew into the deal that has to start the car.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is known amongst bottom feeders.
Well,
Like,
that
you
was
just-
one. He just blew into the thing. He was 4.
Yeah, you have clean breath on hand, you have clean urine, and you also have a kid who can possibly, manipulate the wheel. And then
Yeah.
you're good to go.
Do you think, I mean, you've had a 10-year-old. Do you think a 10-year-old, if you, with some instruction, if you're in the car, could get you home from the bar? Seriously.
Russ? Yeah.
Oh, you are. I think Russ might be able to pull it off.
Russ could pull that off, right? Manny could too.
I don't know. Manny might not. Manny would probably be disinterested. He'd be like, nah, I'm not okay with that.
That's wrong.
Yeah. He'd have a moral objection to it.
Moral objection.
But that's where you need a parent.
Russell would be like, yeah, I'll do it.
Oh, yeah. I think I was teasing Russ last time I was over. I was like, just take my car to the corner and get what you need.
And he was probably thinking like, is
dude,
he
for
serious?
real? He's
Yeah.
looking at you like, is that seriously like a green light? Can I do that? But yeah, I think this is a good play because they pulled over. Someone reported, of course, some do-gooder reported this behavior and said, oh my God, there's like a 10-year-old. It's either Joe C or a 10-year-old driving this drunk ass home.
God rest his soul.
Yeah. And so officers pulled this truck over and found the 10-year-old behind the wheel with his dad, 46-year-old John Barling, who works as a plumber. He was drunk as shit in the passenger seat. The child was picked up by a relative, and Barling was charged with endangering the welfare of a child and permitting unlicensed operation of a motor vehicle. But avoids
no DUI.
He avoids the haymaker. He avoids the DUI. This is a great move. I really think this is a great move by
Child
parents.
endangerment versus DUI.
I mean,
if you want to keep your license,
I mean, yeah, you might lose your kid. If you do it a few times, they might take your kid from you, but whatever. You can make more of those. But if you can keep your DUIs off your record,
yeah.
I mean, you don't want to stack up numerous DUIs. That's a bad. That'll get you sent to jail. I mean, worst case scenario, they take your fucking kid, but
maybe he doesn't even like that kid.
Maybe
that's the
We
black
don't
black sheep of the family.
This
And
could
he's
be
like,
really good news.
I mean, if your choices are you get to drive wasted home from the bar, or Russ is there and it's like, Russ, I need you to just get us home. It's only a mile down the road. Dad had a little bit too much tonight. You're staring down at a DUI or a child endangerment.
I could just take an Uber or a cab at that point.
I think I'd have to Google the possible sentence. I mean,
what does child endangerment give you?
I think you could be really fucked.
Really?
Yeah.
I think
Shit,
they
dude.
might take Russ away from you for a month or something, but whatever. Get over it. And you're a bad one to put in that scenario. You need to put me in that scenario. Because I would absolutely take that risk.
Well, it's gonna be,
And then you ground the shit out of the kid. I mean,
DUI.
if you end up getting arrested or pulled over or something, I mean, obviously it's the kid's fault. He was driving.
Yeah. What kind of shitty driver can't get a mile down the road?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You've been watching me for years do this.
Absolutely.
You've been playing Mario Kart for how long?
Yeah.
Should be able to handle this at a high rate of speed.
Taking him go-karting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything coming up there, Mixter? On possible sentencing for child engagement?
It looks like the main one is OWIs for like people hammered that have their kids in the car. I'm trying to find some
OWI
precedent.
Operating while impaired.
No, we're wondering what the penalty is if you endanger your child.
Yeah.
Maybe we
Yeah,
can't.
it doesn't have to do with drinking. That's just child endangerment, right? That's what you would look
For
for.
first offense, because it just counts as child abuse. For first offense, not more than 10 years. For a second or subsequent offense, not more than 20 years.
Damn, dude.
That's
And then
max.
your kid-
That's
and then,
max.
Yeah,
Like
what
you
was-
said, then your kid gets taken away.
What was the minimum
Yeah.
on that? What was?
Ooh, wait, that was second degree. I'm sorry. First degree, it's punishable by life in prison.
What?
Oh, bullshit. No one's going to put you in jail for life. Don't even ignore that. I mean,
Right in the Michigan Penal Code, Mike.
Well,
Yeah, but
whatever.
it's not
I mean, yeah, you're talking absolute worst case scenario.
You get one drunk on that jury, right? And you just be like, I've been there.
Who wouldn't
Come
have made
on,
that decision?
Guys, we've all had a few too many. Come on now. 10 years old. He's
Son of
Drunks
a-
make bad decisions. That's
Son of a
what
bitch
we
played
do.
pole position for years. He's sweet. Remember
hey-
pole position?
Oh, I do.
Oh, that stupid gas pedal and the shifter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't really like that game.
Hey, I played a lot of that at Bonaventure
Yeah.
during the skating. Which how do you feel about the roller skating? Reestablishing that idea, Mike.
Not a huge fan.
No? Your ankles
No.
hurting you?
Yeah, not even that so much.
Pole position, very Minecraft looking, pixelated,
Yeah.
archaic. But there were a couple turns in there,
It was
man.
hard.
It was hard.
It was hard to get around people.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was true enough. I wanted the wheel action to be more true than it was.
Oh, dude, the wheel was incredibly manipulative, though. I mean, you could really.
Yeah.
You didn't feel like you could feel that movement. I thought it was like overly sensitive. Like,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay, you wanted it to be got it more true. Get it?
Yeah, more true to.
all I ever remember thinking is that the mountains were there and you never got to the mountains. I don't know.
Oh,
why
I did.
Oh, could you? I don't know.
Wow, you must have sucked at pole position.
I didn't like how when you got on the red and white checkers on the side of the road, you slowed so far down.
Well,
I mean, it really hindered your ability to pass people.
Stay off the side of the road, I think, is the message.
Easier
the
said
lesson
than
there.
done. Easier said than done.
Yeah.
You really got to the mountains?
Yeah, Jay was carving through the mountains.
Damn it.
What do we got for email, buddy?
Before we do that, reminder, Amazon link. Please use it, DetroitCast.com. There you will find a link to Amazon. You just use it to shop like you normally do. Everybody shops on Amazon. You use our portal and we get a little kickback. So it's really helpful way to donate to the show. So please use that. And thank you to those who have. And thank you to those who have given to us just through donations.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool of you. So thanks.
Yep, and we're seeing a return each month. Not much, but it's a nice little added kickback from Amazon, which is great. Helps a lot.
Chris writes in, Jay, tell Fat Boy that veterinarians make house calls. I'd love to hear him explain why.
Excuse me, you know I identify as thin. That's bullshit to even make that comment.
Yeah, you almost don't even have to hear the rest of it.
It's a hate,
such an ignorant
that's
remark at the beginning.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
a hate crime is what you're doing there. And the fact is, I know they make house calls because that's what I did for a long time. I couldn't subject Monster to being in the bag all those for.
When's the last time you had a vet visit that son of a bitch? Mike, something needs to be done. I walked back up there during the break, dude. That ain't right, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's not normal urine. That is
something's wrong.
Something happened to it, man.
Yeah.
So to Chris's point, I'd love to hear him explain why he's never availed himself of this service. I know that listeners don't know any of you on a personal level, but he really does come off as an irresponsible, self-serving fuckwit.
Yeah, you think you got a lot of money right now, by the way, to have a vet house call? The spending that we already discussed.
I don't know. You got a Joe Montana signed jersey over there. Rip that off the wall. Go sell that. You got to take care of your cat, Mike. Come on.
No, absolutely not. No. Montana jersey's worth more to me.
You always say that he doesn't like confrontation. Maybe Mike's trying to save face by avoiding having the vet tell him that he should have brought the cat in a long time ago. Great.
No, I don't
Mission
care about that.
accomplished.
I don't care about that.
Instead, now all the listeners know what kind of person he is.
Yeah. They've
Yeah,
known that for a
that's
long
that's
time.
the thing that will get them on the kind of person Mike
Yeah.
is. That cat thing.
Yeah.
Just so you know what kind of person I am, I'd put it in a burlap sack and throw it in a river.
Right.
So
we've established that.
Thanks to Paul, who sent in the Silver-Eyed Monkey, another inspiring video by Paul. So we appreciate that.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that. We don't need to elaborate.
My Lord. My Lord.
God love his videos. God love them.
Where do they come from every day? How is it possible? I did not know there was that much porn on the internet. And I watch a lot of porn on the internet.
Paul's amazing.
He is. I'm telling you, he's been sending them to.
He's passionate.
Dude, I've known Paul's work for 17 years now. And I'm going back to a day when the internet was in its infancy.
Yeah.
And that son of a bitch he's the king.
He's uncovered corners of the interweb that
yes,
no one
that very
knew
few have
existed.
seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Jeff writes in, Jay, my wife was watching the live feed on YouTube.
Oh no.
That means she saw.
Oh no.
Yeah, she saw.
It's never good when someone says they were watching the live feed. I feel like.
Yeah.
Oh boy. She kept asking me why you guys have a special needs person on the show. I said, oh, that's just Screech. My question, does anyone else think the pole smoker, dick turd, TCG porker look alike and remind you of Screech from Saved by the Bell?
That's very disappointing to hear.
You know, I think used to hear that more before. I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah.
I've never heard someone refer that as far as my look.
Yeah.
I don't
see
care.
Screech.
I don't care. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody say, hey, you look like Diamond.
Dustin Diamond. Keep up the great work. I have 10 people now listening to the show. They all love it when Mike does the E voice.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Good day, sir. I said good day.
The E voice is pretty much just Proops, only with me talking through Proops.
I wonder if Jay's looking at the moon.
Wonder if Jay's looking at the moon tonight too.
Several people have written in concerning the extreme midget wrestling experience coming up.
I've noticed that.
What day is this? I didn't actually see.
This is Tuesday, September 1st.
That's hard though because
It appears that tickets are only $2 each.
Yeah.
it's $2. Why even at that point? Why not just say free?
Where's it, St. Andrews?
Why even?
Yes.
Why are you even charging when you're going down to $2?
And they say it's going to sell out right away. It'll sell out fast. It's like, well, then charge 10. Like,
I know.
Yeah. Just cost you a $2 bill. That's it.
Yeah.
Two
Probably
twos
just
and a one.
homeless people buying them so they can get inside for a little bit.
Wouldn't that be badass to see E just trying to take down a fidget?
They'd beat me.
Little fidget just running
No, they
circles
wouldn't.
around that son of a bitch.
I'm not a fighter, man. I don't really have
Dude,
fight.
neither are they. Have you ever seen them?
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
I have.
Oh,
Yeah.
some of these little sons of bitches. It depends on what tribe they're from.
Yeah. I mean, they go after
Um,
the ankles. That seems like
Yeah.
the main move. Do they use magic? Are they allowed? They're allowed.
They're allowed to use magic. So
Yeah.
that's what's,
Do they feed them on match day?
I think they do not. I think they starve them on match day so that they're ready
Yeah.
to go,
Yeah.
ready to eat the shit out of your ankles.
Yeah.
If you come out of there with a calf E left intact, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
I'd
It's
be
worth
shocked.
it. I'd love to see that though. Some
God.
little son of a bitch taking E down. Oh, wow.
With little wrestling boots on.
Yeah.
God.
It'd be funny. Just saying.
DM writes in, my bulletproof old school Maytag washer has been chewing on laundry for 6 years. No fancy iPad for a display model, mind you. It has 1, a knob, 2, a switch, 3, a hole to shovel clothes into. That's it. So that's kind of like what I have, right?
Mhm.
After listening to the broken washer bitch fest the other day, found myself laughing at your collective misfortunes. Our misfortunes being that both of our washers went kaput the same day.
Yeah. They both gave up on us.
We never got any updates or anything going.
You know what? Ours is half taken apart. Gab and I threw on YouTube and just started watching shit, like trying to replicate that that freaking noise it makes.
Right,
Like,
right.
all right, maybe it's this, and we're like, no, that's not quite it. And we finally found
Wow.
what we think it was. And so we just started ripping the thing apart. And it's still apart. We had to order the part that we're
What's happening to the
thinking it
clothes
is.
right now?
They're
We
piling up.
well, we took it to a friend's house and
Okay.
washed them, brought them home and dried them. So ghetto, dude.
That is pretty ghetto.
I need my washer fixed.
Yeah.
But-
I haven't done a load of laundry since
There's no
McCard
reason
fixed
to.
it.
The good news, did McCard do it? You
Well,
fix it? You rebooted
claims
it?
he did. I think he's full of shit, but
No, I
Fixed?
didn't fix it. I said I didn't fix it.
you unplugged it for 5 minutes. You said that was going to
Oh, I
fix it.
unplugged it for like half an hour.
Yeah.
And
He
I
said
thought
he
it was going to
thought
fix it.
It
No.
could fix it.
He thought for sure it was going to fix it.
No, we had
In
another
my
listener.
professional opinion, that fixes most things. In this case, however,
Yeah, we had another listener. I don't know if I read it, but he wrote in with the same error message. He's like, dude, fuck you. You need a whole new motherboard or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the good news for me is it's just like it's just a sound deadening thing that's gone bad, like a little O-ring thing that sits down there. And
So that's just a normal sound. It's
yeah,
just
so
not
I think the thing is operational. It's just like, it's
Annoying.
not like the motor's going bad or anything like that. Hopefully it was just this little sound thing and we
Yeah.
replace that. But of course you have to take the whole thing apart and it's all,
Yeah.
should have a
It's
dog
fun.
do that. That's something he would get a hard on for.
Yeah. That's a
Like
good
for
point.
real.
You'd probably turn it into a car or something.
Yeah.
drive your washing machine around the neighborhood.
Kid Dog is like a
Fly it
regular
home.
Tim Allen, if you think about it.
I know.
He's like from the show anyway.
Really?
Yeah, like just how he puts shit together, how he does like I could see him turning something into quote unquote more power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, I'll come fix it for you, Jay. But then all of a sudden, well,
Yeah, that's true.
I made it so you can actually, wash your clothes 5 times faster now.
Yeah, I could see Kid Dog doing that. But the problem for DM is Karma's a bitch because his thing went kaput right after that.
So see?
So there he is wringing out fucking all, soaked underwear and shit.
That's what you
it
get.
sucks, dude. Been there. I am there.
So sorry to hear that, DM, if that's your real name.
Mm-hmm.
Christine writes in, I'm pretty confident this is Christine's real name. She has a story about E to tell. Hi, King, my favorite Mike, an autistic boy that embraces the autism. We had the pleasure of hanging out with
Yeah, I
Big
know who
E
this is.
for a few minutes. Really? You remember this person's
Yeah, I
name?
do.
We had the pleasure of hanging out with Big E for a few minutes at NASCAR Sunday. He was the highlight of our tailgate.
God, sad tailgate. I'm just
really.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
I just wanted to tell you that he was so nice and expressed gratitude to us as listeners of TDC. He's hilarious. He walks up with orange foam in his ear from a foam party the night before. Yeah, she did indeed meet Big E for sure.
Oh yeah.
Carrying his beer in a plastic bag,
Ugh.
which I now I realize is because someone stole his cooler. If he comes back next year, we will have natty ice and a cooler waiting for him. We did offer him a Jello shot and he spit it out. I can't do strong shots either, so I get it. He was kind enough to wait for me to ask him for a picture, and I tried to be respectful by not touching him. As we were saying goodbye, he actually went in for a hug, and he wasn't drunk. It was
What?
hot, so I hope I didn't get him too dirty. Winky face.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get E dirty.
He was great to talk to. Can't wait to see him at one of his comedy shows. I've been a listener since day one. Ooh, I've heard every episode and continue to promote your show. Keep it up. Love you guys. Winky face, Christine.
Well,
Thank you,
E,
Christine.
why were you so good to Christine?
I don't know. I was in a good mood, I guess. They were really nice. I didn't really go. I mean, I did like this. It wasn't really a hug. I mean, it was,
You know what? E plays up this I don't like human touch. There's
Yeah.
moments, or there's days in which he has no fucking problem with it. He's all over
well,
people.
I mean, I'm not going to start getting into the psychology of it, but
Yeah, you have to be drunk, sure.
Yeah.
But
I was sober for this, like she said.
okay, well
So-
that's weird then.
That
How do
is
you explain that? Oh, you wanted to try
Wait,
to touch her
was
titties.
she hot?
You wanted to try to touch
She
her
was
titties.
hot, wasn't she?
She had big
You
titties?
son of a bitch. Did you make an exception because you wanted to touch her titties?
No.
Yes, you did.
She wasn't bad looking, but I was just trying to
He
be
was
nice.
so
I
nice.
was just-
Blah, blah, blah.
I was just
She's
try-
not bad looking.
I was just trying to be nice.
Which means she's
She-
hot.
she
in
said-
E,
well-
in E
well,
lingo,
she said-
she's not bad looking means she's hot.
She said several times.
And you wanted to grab her
Well,
titties.
When they Facebooked me about coming over to where they were and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I probably could. Blah, blah, blah. They remarked over Facebook, IM, and while I was there that if I did, oh, don't worry, you won't have to hug. We won't try to hug you. So they made such a big deal about it that I almost decided kind of that I would. But even then, I
You
still
rebel.
Do you have an image?
no. She has one, not on my phone. I mean, but that was still a very half hug. I mean, there was not much contact. in
If she
it.
was gross, would you have given her the half hug?
Probably still. I had my arm around that Saturday person I was buzzed when I had that girl on Saturday that we took an image of.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
You calling her out as ugly?
No, that's not what I said.
I kind of did.
Yeah, that's
It's
exactly
like, well,
what
here's
you
an
did.
example of an ugly chick that I
Yeah.
put my arm around.
No,
so-
you're just-
I said if she was ugly, would you have hugged her still? And you went, I hugged that gross girl on Saturday.
That's not what I said.
well,
I just,
read between the lines.
I mean,
that's
dude.
not what I meant or said. I just meant that I was
How
drunk.
else could you take that?
I just meant that I was drunk that day.
Oh.
Never mind. I
That
said I
makes
did
sense.
it. I said I did it, but I was. Never mind.
He just wanted to throw out another example of a person he's hugged in his life.
I guess that was.
I
it.
guess.
I don't know.
E.
I don't know. I had a. Nothing. I almost can't get into it. It's too late.
No, go ahead.
No, I don't
Finish your
want.
thought.
No,
Finish your thought.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
Finish your thought.
I really don't. I don't think it's
Well,
worth it.
I'm not gonna. Is that the attitude we're
I
taking?
do it, but I don't think it's worth it. I don't
You've
think it's
almost
worth
made
the
it a
show.
whole
How long
show.
will it take to explain it?
As the crow flies.
I just had a weird day today where I called a few people. I'm trying to like with some of these girls the one up in Holland being one of them, where I'm trying to like.
You're still hung up on the one?
No, what I'm trying to do is like I've made this decision.
She's Pedro's dude. Leave her alone.
In the last day and a half or so, I finally really made this decision that I'm going to try to make some changes as far as my life, and I'm going to try to be like, I don't know, man. It's just this weird thing with girls and me and friendship and shit. I don't know. Yeah,
wow,
exactly.
That's the single most boring sentence I ever heard.
I didn't want to tell it. That's who I rushed up that was talking to on the phone before I came down here.
Oh yeah, he got a call, and in typical E fashion, he had to leave the room.
He had to leave the house.
I won't even go into the. No, I have to leave. I have to. If I'm going to take a phone call,
you go sit in your car.
I go outside. I'm not going to talk down here by you guys. That's not it. No matter who I'm on the phone with.
Can we get into this more tomorrow when we
if you want? If you want, I can. But
we need to figure out more behind the scenes of what this new E is going to be about.
I know. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm going to make an effort to make some personal changes, I guess.
Tease us. Like what's it going to be? Like name three changes.
I'm going to try to like accept more friendship from other people.
Ladies and gentlemen. You got to tune in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Accepting more friendship. What else?
That's kind of what it's all surrounding about, because I've just come to this realization, man, with some of these chicks that I say I love, and like, oh my God, dude, like how could I throw it around? And what really happens is any girl that shows any sort of like willingness to hang out with me to more than once, I just fall for, is what it really comes down to. So,
that's not good. Yeah.
I know it's not.
Onion.
I think. Well, what I realize is it's this cycle of I'm not going to have friends that are girls because I've been hurt too many times. But then then I only have a few girls that I get that I'll ever hang out with because I don't have friends. So those few girls that ever hang out with me, I end up falling for because I don't have any other girls that I hang out for.
God, he's a mess.
He's a total mess. And the problem with his logic is you don't really give a shit about these girls, so you don't give them a chance to like you.
That's not true. That's not true.
You're
that's not true.
Horrified at the idea of a vagine.
That's not true. That's not. The idea that I don't give these girls a chance is not true at all. That's bullshit.
We had an example right before the show.
That's not the same thing,
you almost
man.
barfed.
That's not the same thing. And the idea that I don't give these girls a chance is ridiculous.
You dry heaved.
I don't know what you mean by I don't give them a chance. That's ridiculous.
You won't even. You're not interested in going down on them. It's take care of Big E and then
the
get
reality is if I found somebody that I actually was with, I'm sure I would change some of that shit up.
Well, I can only go based on what I've been told.
I know. Because I'm talking about just hooking up. When I'm hooking up, I don't. And because I've never ever been in a relationship where I was with somebody and it was some actual.
Yeah, let's be honest. You don't want to go down on a hooker.
That's true. Yeah,
I'm talking about girls from the bars.
Can we call that chick from Holly?
Holland? Yeah,
Holland.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't care.
I think Jay and I need to talk to her and get to the bottom of this and find out where her head is.
I think we owe it to you, E, to talk to her.
Let me text her.
You don't need to text her. We'll just call her.
Give us her number.
Yeah, maybe we can do that.
All right. Something to look forward to for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. We've gone long. Well, have a good rest of the day, everybody. Thanks for hanging with us on a Tuesday. Let's do it again tomorrow for an all-new Wednesday edition.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen to God, watch you grow. You know not what remains shallow. Understand.